Chapter 1216. So strong. Qinfeng has actually become so strong. Jiang Xingqin and Tseng Biyue, who had followed closely behind Yi Qinfeng, were deeply shocked after witnessing the scene of Yi Qinfeng killing dozens of Devil Rune Valley's experts. After not seeing each other for several years, they discovered that Yi Qinfeng's strength had already grown to a level that they could only look up to. However, when they thought of the Black Demon Emperor's strength, they still did not know how Yi Qinfeng would deal with him. "Junior, how dare you slaughter my Devil Mark Valley's disciples in my Devil Mark Valley? Today I won't spare you." A furious, thunderous voice rang out in Demon Marking Valley. An old woman with a head full of silver hair and wearing a black robe with golden patterns flew out of Demon Marking Valley while holding a shiny, silver, dragon-headed cane. She attacked Yi Qinfeng with a shocking force. Nirvana's almighty sensing the strength of the old woman, Yi Qinfeng did not show any fear on his face. His body flashed slightly, and the power of his 5 acupoints erupted. With a powerful sense of pressure, he met the attack with his bare hands. Boom! Yi Qinfeng's fist, which contained 100 million jin of force, collided with the old woman's dragon head cane. Instantly, the sound of space being torn apart erupted. After blocking the dragon head cane's attack with a punch, the life and death Tao diagram appeared on Yi Qinfeng's body. He punched out, and the Tao diagram transformed into the 2 extreme Taos of life and death. With a terrifying force of extreme Taos, he continued to bombard the dragon head cane, which was glowing with silver light and had a ferocious aura. He fought fiercely with the old woman in midair. The reason why Nirvana Realm experts were so powerful was because when they borrowed the spatial energy of the Heaven Domain Gate to cultivate Nirvana Realm, the soul energy in their body would evolve into a higher level of Tao energy. Although the Tao energy evolved by Nirvana Realm experts was not as pure as that of Tao saints, it was still far more powerful than soul energy. More importantly, with the baptism of the spatial energy of the Heaven Domain Gate, Nirvana Realm experts' comprehension of Tao intent would be deeper. This was also the true reason why Nirvana Realm experts could instantly kill Class 6 Battle Beast Emperors. However, when the old woman fought fiercely with Yi Qinfeng, she discovered that the strength that she was so proud of was not only unable to suppress Yi Qinfeng, but was also suppressed by him. Her Tao energy did not have the slightest advantage. This made the old woman reveal a look of disbelief. What kind of monster was this kid? The old woman no longer dared to underestimate Yi Qinfeng. She deduced her Tao energy to the extreme. 2 Tao diagrams appeared on her old body, increasing her strength, amplifying her strength. She unceasingly launched attacks like a tidal wave. She wanted to borrow her Tao energy to kill Yi Qinfeng. True Qilin, still relying on his absolute defense to withstand the ferocious attacks of the old woman, Yi Qinfeng quickly formed seals with both of his hands. Surging Tao intent crazily surged, transforming into a mighty Qilin that was more than 30 meters tall in front of Yi Qinfeng. It trampled on the space like a majestic mountain and crashed towards the old woman. Break! The true Qilin seal crushed the void as it approached. The eyes of the old woman shot out turbid rays of light. She let out a sharp cry. The power of the 2 Tao diagrams surged into the dragon-headed cane, shattering the true Qilin seal. Stun art the moment the true Qilin seal shattered. The soul power in Yi Qinfeng's mind exploded, forming a powerful stun art. It ruthlessly bombarded the old woman's soul sea. Although the old woman's realm was much higher than Yi Qinfeng's, the realm of her soul was not as good as Yi Qinfeng's. When she was hit by the stun art, her soul trembled. Her mind went blank for a short moment, and her defense became slightly sluggish. Ability, tyrannical Kick Yi Qinfeng stepped out, suppressing the heavens and earth as all living things wailed in agony. The weight of the tyrant's foot, with a force of 100 million jin, ruthlessly stomped down on the silver-haired old woman's body. The terrifying force crushed her body's defenses as easily as crushing dry weeds and smashing rotten wood, sending her flying with a single stomp. What? The Grand Elder was injured? Witnessing Yi Qinfeng heavily injuring the old woman with a single kick, the experts of Devil Rune Valley were deeply shocked. They looked as if they had seen a ghost. "Brat, you're courting death." Another furious roar resounded in the demonic Marking Valley. A skinny Nirvana realm old man with white hair fluttering in the wind flew out from the demonic Marking Valley. He held a long spear covered in tool markings and pierced it towards Yi Qinfeng. A high-grade Dao spear. Wasn't Devil Rune Valley a little too shabby? Yi Qinfeng's lips curled up slightly when he saw the high-grade Dao spear thrusting towards him. He revealed a disdainful smile as he charged towards the snake-like Dao spear. Fiend God bloodline ignite. Seeing the old man's high-grade Dao spear about to pierce Yi Qinfeng's body, Yi Qinfeng decisively ignited his Fiend God bloodline. He instantly raised his body's defense to the level of an ancient Dao treasure. His strength doubled as he met the attack with a punch. Kacha! The fist and spear collided. A force of over 200 million Jin directly shattered the sharp spearlight. It pierced through the high-grade Dao spear and caused cracks to appear on the incomparably hard spear tip. What? The skinny old man widened his eyes in shock as he felt the rebounding force from the high-grade Dao spear. He couldn't believe that Yi Qinfeng's body was stronger than ordinary low-grade saint beasts. He could shatter a high-grade Dao spear with a single punch. 3 heads, 6 arms, while the old man was still in shock. Yi Qinfeng ignited his dragon bloodline and transformed into the terrifying ultimate form of 3 heads, 6 arms. His dragon bloodline had reached the 9th grade. Once it was ignited, it could instantly increase Yi Qinfeng's soul power by 9 times. It was even more terrifying than the old man's Dao energy. "You're from the Qilin royal family." Looking at Yi Qinfeng's 3-headed, 6-armed form, the old man's expression changed slightly. He was basically sure that Yi Qinfeng was an expert from the Qilin royal family. "You talk too much nonsense." Yi Qinfeng summoned 6 heavy weapons. They moved quickly and attacked the skinny old man like a torrential rain. Under the mountain-like attacks, the old man's attack was instantly suppressed. He had no choice but to condense 2 Dao diagrams to increase the power of his Dao intent. He fought fiercely with Yi Qinfeng in the void. Moon concealment technique after forcefully neutralizing Yi Qinfeng's tide-like attacks. A 9-foot 9-inch long dragon head saber covered in dark golden light appeared in the old man's hand. It was a high-grade Dao artifact. He executed the demonic Rune Valley's secret technique and slashed out a saber light that was like a crescent moon. It carried a powerful and domineering force as it slashed towards Yi Qinfeng. In the face of the old man's secret technique, Yi Qinfeng, who was full of momentum, did not dodge. Instead, he met the attack with all his might. The life and death Dao diagram, heaven and earth Dao diagram, and the 5 elements Dao diagram appeared on his body. Surging Dao intent surged wildly like a broken dam and flowed into his 6 arms. He was multitasking, and his 6 arms executed different Dao techniques at the same time. Boom, 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 the twin Daos of life and death. The sky-splitting hand, the true Qilin seal, the skyfire fist of the great sun, the 3 absolutes of water, and the blue sky seal struck out at the same time. With a force that could swallow mountains and rivers, they shattered everything. With a power that made people despair, they shattered the old man's moon concealment tyrannical art and viciously struck his body. Puff, puff! In an instant, the old man's body defense was broken. The 6 Dao techniques were unstoppable and directly blasted him away. He left a large amount of blood mist in the air as he fell heavily to the ground. Yi Qinfeng fought the 2 Nirvana patriarchs of the demonic Rune Valley and obtained an overwhelming victory. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark button below to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1217. Demon Marks Burn. The heavily injured, silver-haired old lady and scrawny old man flew out from the crater and executed their final trump card, burning their terrifying demon marks to suppress their injuries and kill Yi Qinfeng with all their might. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test billowing, black, demonic chi gushed out from their bodies, covering the sunlight and darkening the entire demon mark valley. Kill! The silver-haired old lady and scrawny old man roared and charged towards Yi Qinfeng with boundless demonic chi. They wanted to borrow the power of the demon marks to kill Yi Qinfeng. The demon marks were the greatest secret of the Demon Mark Valley. They were totem carvings that were engraved on the body through a secret art. Once they were burned, their battle prowess would be greatly enhanced. After fusing with the demon marks, the two's battle prowess had nearly doubled. But their ferocious attacks were still unable to break through Yi Qinfeng's defense. Relying on his physical body that was comparable to an ancient Tao treasure, Yi Qinfeng blocked the attacks of the silver-haired old woman and the middle-aged man. Then he waved his 6 heavy armaments to meet the attacks with all his might. The tide-like attacks continuously worsened the injuries of the silver-haired old woman and the middle-aged man, suppressing their attacks. What kind of body is this? Yi Qinfeng was still suppressing the burning demonic runes, and their attacks were unable to break through Yi Qinfeng's defenses. This caused the 2 old women to become more and more alarmed as they fought. They continued to use the moon concealment tyrannical art to attack Yi Qinfeng without regard for their energy consumption. But after a while, Yi Qinfeng wasn't injured, but they had expended a lot of their Tao energy. Ancient underworld Song Yi Qinfeng was fighting 1 against 2. As he fought fiercely with the silver-haired old woman and the old man, the soul of a 3-star Tao Saint erupted and transformed into a terrifying sound of the great Tao. It played out a hellish sound of the ancient underworld and attacked the souls of the 2 old women. Under the attack of the ancient underworld song, the 2 immediately felt as if their heads were being pricked by needles. Their battle prowess and reaction speed were greatly affected, making it even harder for them to defend against Yi Qinfeng's storm-like attacks. Gu Dao treasure while the 2 of them endured the song of the ancient underworld and used the moon concealment hegemony art to clash head-on with Yi Qinfeng. The 2 of them summoned their 2 Gu Dao treasures and attacked Yi Qinfeng. The 2 of them had chosen the perfect timing to attack. Once Yi Qinfeng was hit by the 2 Gu Dao treasure, it was highly possible that he would be injured. At that time, they would have the opportunity to turn the tide and turn the situation around. His battle experience was indeed plentiful, but unfortunately, Gu Dao treasure's level was a little low. Yi Qinfeng willed, and the quasi-saint treasure, the fallen soul bell, given to him by the Black Lightning King, appeared. It covered his body and resisted the 2 Gu Dao treasure's fatal attacks. Boom, boom bell tolls resounded through the sky, sweeping through the surroundings like stormy waves, fiercely bombarding the silver-haired old woman and the young man who couldn't dodge in time, directly destroying their defenses and severely injuring their souls and bodies. Fallen soul bell. Kill seeing the 2 of them spit out blood and lose control of their bodies. Yi Qinfeng immediately controlled the fallen soul bell to attack. He wanted to borrow the power of the fallen soul bell to kill the 2 of them. Suddenly, a blurry black shadow appeared and blocked in front of the silver-haired old woman and the young man. It held a hexagonal stone plate in its hand and bombarded the falling soul bell, blocking the falling soul bell's sure kill attack. Black Demon Emperor, you finally couldn't help but make a move. Seeing the burly man whose strength had reached nirvanas, the corners of Yi Qinfeng's mouth curled up slightly, revealing an arrogant smile. My demonic pattern valley has never offended the Kirin royal family. Why have you come to meddle in this mess? The Black Demon Emperor asked coldly. Your demonic pattern valley bullied my people from the Kirin kingdom. Shouldn't I take revenge? Yi Qinfeng deliberately lied that he was from the Kirin Kingdom and said coldly, "Humph. Why don't you say that they stole my demonic Pattern Valley's spiritual treasure?" The Black Demon Emperor snorted coldly, not showing any weakness. Thoughts flashed through his mind as he pondered how he should end today's matter. Although he was a little afraid of the Kirin royal family, the Golden Fiery Lotus was too important to him. With the Golden Fiery Lotus, he had hopes of breaking through to the Nirvana heavenly realm by borrowing the space of the Sky Domain Gate. Forget it. I can't be bothered to argue with you. Today, I will destroy your demonic Pattern Valley and let you know the consequences of offending my Kirin royal family. Yi Qinfeng said nonsense. What a big tone. Do you really think that I don't dare to kill you? Let me tell you, this is the Octahead Divine Nation, not your Kirin Kingdom. The Black Demon Emperor didn't expect Yi Qinfeng, who was a Class 4 combat beast emperor, to be so arrogant. His eyes emitted dense killing intent. Then let's try it. After saying that, a light flashed under Yi Qinfeng's feet as he took the initiative to attack the Black Demon Emperor. He wanted to use the Black Demon Emperor to test the strength of his astral body, courting death. Seeing Yi Qinfeng coming at him, the Black Demon Emperor's killing, intense sword, rolling demonic chi poured out of his body and quickly turned into a huge pitch-black hand that blotted out the sky. It slammed down from the void and smashed toward Yi Qinfeng, wanting to smash him to pieces. 200 million gene of force break. Yi Qinfeng roared, and the power of his entire body erupted like a volcano. It erupted from his body, causing the entire void to tremble violently. He bombarded the devil's hand with irresistible force. Endless energy, sparks raged in the void. Two terrifying forces fiercely repelled each other in the void, causing cracks to spread on the surface of the demonic hand. The 200 million gene of force that Yi Qinfeng had unleashed was also rapidly disintegrated by the power of the demonic hand. What great strength! The Black Demon Emperor didn't expect Yi Qinfeng's physical strength to be so terrifying that he could resist the demonic hand he had condensed with just physical strength alone. However, he was a Nirvana powerhouse after all. His strength was much stronger than the silver-haired old woman and Yi Qinfeng. As he struck out with a second palm, he directly broke Yi Qinfeng's 200 million gene of force. Nirvana powerhouses were indeed powerful. Yi Qinfeng's pupils shrank. The top-grade Dao tool, Ice Dragon Sword, appeared in his hand. With a flash, he evaded the remaining power of the demonic hand and stabbed toward the Black Demon Emperor's chest. Perishing Sun, demonic Palmus, Yi Qinfeng's sword stabbed over. A pair of black gloves appeared in the Black Demon Emperor's hand. The Tao of Darkness and the Tao of Death appeared on his body. His hands quickly twisted, instantly condensing a black, doomsday-like giant palm print that blasted toward Yi Qinfeng. One-line sword slash Yi Qinfeng's sword soared into the air, mercilessly killing. The one-line sword light that exceeded the speed of light seemed to tear apart the void, leaving behind a deep sword scar as it stabbed into the fallen sun, demonic palm. Immediately, a series of ear-piercing explosions rang out. The palm and sword light fiercely repelled each other in midair, and the concentrated explosions rang out incessantly. Bang, bang, bang after that palm. The Black Demon Emperor struck out 3 more palms in succession. The terrifying fallen sun, demonic palm overlapped and erupted with a power that could collapse mountains and tsunami. It directly shattered Yi Qinfeng's one-line sword slash and twisted a large area of the void to envelop Yi Qinfeng, wanting to shatter him. Fallen Soul Bell, break! At the critical moment, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Fallen Soul Bell. Borrowing its power, he resisted the destructive demonic power that surged like a tsunami, forming a series of deafening bell chimes. He broke the Black Demon Emperor's attack and counterattacked with all his might. 6-edged demonic pattern disc, demonic pattern attack. As the bell chimes formed by the Fallen Soul Bell came, the Black Demon Emperor immediately controlled the demonic Pattern Valley's treasure, the quasi-saint treasure level six-edged demonic pattern disc, to release a large number of black demonic patterns. Like beams of demonic light that traversed the universe, they shattered the terrifying bell chimes and continued to attack the fallen soul bell. Under the ferocious attacks of the six-edged demonic pattern disc, the fallen soul bell's attacks were constantly restrained, bringing great pressure to Yi Qinfeng. Kid, go to hell. The moment the fallen soul bell was forcibly shaken away by the six-edged demonic pattern disc, the Black Demon Emperor, whose demonic aura filled the sky, unleashed his killer move, Wu Luo Nether Ben. The Tao of Darkness and the Tao of Death instantly fused together, turning into a Wu Luo Nether Ben. Around the Wu Luo Nether Ben, torrential demonic aura flowed, dyeing the space black. Like a devouring black hole, it blasted toward Yi Qinfeng. Wu Luo Nether Ben was the #1 remarkable ability of the demonic Pattern Valley, and its power was extremely terrifying. Even the sun, moon, and stars dimmed under this attack, making Yi Qinfeng smell the threat of death. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1218. Sword Puppet at the critical moment. Yi Qinfeng summoned the sword puppet that had fused with 100 mid-grade heaven crystals and used it to block the Black Demon Emperor's Wu Luo Yuben. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test boom boom, boom the Wu Luo Yuben, which was like a black hole, bombarded the sword puppet's body. It was as if dozens of heavenly thunders had exploded at the same time, causing the space to tremble as waves of destructive power surged out in all directions like a tide. Who are you? Looking at the sword puppet that had mysteriously appeared and used its body to block the Wu Luo Yuben while remaining unscathed, the Black Demon Emperor's eyes widened, revealing a look of intense shock. He could not believe that the sword puppet had blocked his first killing move with just its physical body. The one who will kill you, the sword puppet, opened its mouth and said without a trace of emotion. A dazzling sword light shot out from its body, as if it wanted to split the entire world apart. The sword slashed toward the Black Demon Emperor, whose expression had changed slightly. After fusing with 100 mid-grade heaven crystals, the sword puppet's strength had reached the limit of a 2-star Tao Saint. Coupled with its indestructible body, it was not something that the Black Demon Emperor could contend against. Left with no choice, the Black Demon Emperor could only rely on the hexagonal demonic pattern plate to block. Sword puppet, end the battle quickly and kill him with all your might. Yi Qinfeng gave the sword puppet a kill order. Upon receiving Yi Qinfeng's order, the sword puppet's entire body surged with vast energy. It transformed into an invincible divine sword and slashed toward the Black Demon Emperor with invincible might. Hexagonal demonic pattern plate. Exterminate. The sword puppet attacked like a hot knife through butter. The Black Demon Emperor controlled his powerful Tao energy and injected it into the hexagonal demonic pattern plate, triggering the demonic pattern plate's attack. It released a large number of black demonic patterns that densely attacked the sword puppet. Faced with the destructive attack of the hexagonal demonic pattern plate, the sword puppet did not dodge. The invincible divine sword that it had transformed into continuously slashed the black demonic patterns and heavily slashed the hexagonal demonic pattern plate. The terrifying sword might forcefully pushed the Black Demon Emperor back several meters. Valley Master, we will help you. The white-haired old woman and her companion stabilized their injuries and flew into the void. They appeared beside the Black Demon Emperor and controlled the 2 Gudao treasure to attack the sword puppet fiercely. They wanted to combine the strength of the 3 to kill the sword puppet. I'm your opponent. At this time, Yi Qinfeng appeared with his cloud stepping boots, Holding on to the ice dragon sword, he attacked the two of them. Sword beams that were enough to slash the heavens and split the earth instantly suppressed their attacks. While Yi Qinfeng and the sword puppet were engaged in a fierce battle with the Black Demon Emperor trio, Kong Sungqin and Zheng Biwa were also unleashing powerful Dao techniques, one after another. They attacked the white-haired old woman and her brother ferociously, continuously aggravating their injuries. Retreat. The Black Demon Emperor used all of his skills and activated the demonic pattern power to maximize the power of the hexagonal demonic pattern plate. However, he was still unable to harm the sword puppet in the slightest. The white-haired old woman and her brother were even more severely injured and could not withstand the ferocious attacks of Yi Qinfeng trio. Helpless, the Black Demon Emperor and the white-haired old woman immediately retreated into the demonic pattern valley. Soul Fall Bell destroy. Yi Qinfeng and the others pursued closely, and they ceaselessly poured formidable Dao insight into the Soul Descent Bell to control it to ceaselessly grow in size and emit a bell chime that shook the heavens and the earth, and it destroyed everything in Devil Street Gorge. Large patches of ancient trees were reduced to dust, countless boulders cracked and shattered. Under the attack of the Soul Fall Bell, the picturesque demonic pattern valley suffered a calamity. Large patches of regions were turned into ruins. Damn it! I swear I'm not human if I don't kill you. Seeing that the demonic pattern valley had been severely damaged, the Black Demon Emperor's heart was constantly bleeding. He did not expect Yi Qinfeng to be so ruthless and really want to destroy the demonic pattern valley. He was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. Just as Yi Qinfeng's group of 4 chased after the Black Demon Emperor and the rest, and arrived at a group of peaks that pierced the clouds in the depths of the demonic pattern valley, a cold killing intent flashed across the Black Demon Emperor's eyes. He took out a palm-sized formation plate. Then he spat out 3 mouthfuls of blood consecutively onto the formation plate, activating the formation plate's power and fusing it into the chaotic cloud mountain range. The next moment, a terrifying formation diagram appeared in the chaotic cloud mountain range, directly trapping Yi Qinfeng and the rest in it. Do you really think that my demonic pattern valley is easy to bully? After being trapped in my demonic pattern valley's ancient formation that has been passed down for hundreds of thousands of years, no matter how powerful you are, you can forget about coming out alive. Having successfully lured Yi Qinfeng's group of 4 into the ancient formation, the Black Demon Emperor revealed a sinister smile. All of you go to hell! With that, the Black Demon Emperor activated the ancient formation that the ancestors of the demonic pattern valley had spent countless years and a great deal of effort to set up, killing Yi Qinfeng and the rest. Senior Jiang, Senior Zhang, don't resist. Trapped in the ancient formation, the God-Eater brain, which was performing high-speed deductions, sensed that this ancient formation was extremely powerful and contained a power that was enough to kill Nirvana's powerhouses. Without hesitation, it sent Kong Sungqin and the rest into the universe realm. The instant Yi Qinfeng and the rest disappeared, a large amount of destructive killing light fell from the rapidly rotating formation diagram like meteors, bombarding the entire space. For a moment, the entire space fell into chaos. However, the defensive power of the universe realm was too terrifying. This extremely powerful ancient formation could not break through the defense of the universe realm at all. Qinfeng, you actually have a spatial treasure. After entering the universe realm and seeing the beautiful environment inside, Kong Sungqin and Zheng Biwa opened their eyes wide, revealing disbelief. Spatial treasures were only passed down in legends, and they had never seen one before. They did not expect that Yi Qinfeng actually had one. I found this spatial treasure in an ancient ruin. Yi Qinfeng vaguely explained, "Let's go and see Senior White." Yi Qinfeng was not worried that the defense of the universe realm would be broken. He brought Kong Sungqin and Zhang Biwa to find Bai Feng, who was in a deep coma. "Qinfeng, do you have a way to heal Bai Feng's injuries?" Although Bai Feng's life was not in danger, his injuries were too serious. His foundation was damaged, and it was very likely that it would affect his cultivation of the Nirvana realm. No problem. Yi Qinfeng took out a ball of life spirit that could bring people back from the dead and fused it with Baifeng's body, which was full of scars. Many parts of his body revealed white bones, healing his seriously injured body. Well, Senior Baifeng's injuries should not be too serious. For the next few days, you two seniors can stay here and cultivate. Leave the matters outside to me. After fusing with the life spirit, Baifeng's injuries healed at an extremely fast speed. Yi Qinfeng felt relieved and said slowly, "Qinfeng, do you have a way to break that ancient formation outside?" Zhang Bue, who was wearing a dark blue martial arts suit and had a full figure and a mature charm, asked softly, "Yes, the might of that ancient formation is indeed not small, but I have a way to break it." Yi Qinfeng nodded and said with a confident smile, "The attacks of the ancient formation were getting stronger and stronger. The entire space was torn apart by the attacks of the ancient formation, and a large number of cracks appeared. However, the impregnable universe realm was not affected in the slightest, and completely withstood the attacks of the ancient formation. Damn, could that brat be a prince of the Kirin kingdom? How could he even have a spatial treasure?" Sensing that Yi Qinfeng and the rest had strangely disappeared in the ancient formation, the Black Demon Emperor immediately guessed the reason, and his face became incomparably gloomy. "Demon Emperor, if that brat is really a prince of the Kirin kingdom, we will very likely incur the revenge of the Kirin royal family for dealing with him like this." The white-haired old woman said with some worry, "I must obtain the golden fiery lotus, and I will not allow it to slip away from my hands. As for this brat, he must die. I don't believe that the people of the Kirin kingdom can do whatever they want in my Yamada divine nation." The Black Demon Emperor's eyes flickered with dense killing intent. He had made up his mind to kill Yi Qinfeng, not only to obtain the golden fiery lotus, but more importantly, to obtain the treasures on Yi Qinfeng's body, especially the spatial treasure. He had a feeling that if he could obtain Yi Qinfeng's great opportunity, he would definitely be able to break through to the Nirvana heavenly realm and become the most invincible existence in the central world. Mobile reading home, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1219. Spiritual Fish, stop suppressing your realm and quickly attract heaven's punishment. The spiritual fish was only a level 3 combat beast emperor. After fusing with the true god's blood, her strength had already reached the limit of her realm. If it wasn't for the fact that Yi Qinfeng didn't want the heavenly palace's people to know about the spiritual fish's secret, he would have let her attract heaven's punishment and break through to a higher realm. Good. The spiritual fish nodded and stopped suppressing her realm. She tried her best to break through to the level 4 combat beast emperor realm. While the spiritual fish was trying her best to break through, Yi Qinfeng consumed another sacred pill. With the help of the sacred pill, he broke through to the level 5 combat beast emperor realm. Although the might of the Devil Mark Valley's ancient formation was terrifying, Yi Qinfeng had thought of the most direct and simplest way to break it. That was, he and the spirit fish would both summon the heavenly punishment and borrow the might of the heavenly punishment to break the ancient formation. Although this method was simple, it was extremely risky. Any slight discomfort could cause an accident. However, Yi Qinfeng and the spiritual fish had a strong foundation, especially the spiritual fish. She had refined a drop of the true God's blood in her body. With the help of this drop of true God's blood and the heaven-defying bloodline shadow, they could definitely pass through heaven's punishment in the ancient formation. So cold! After consuming the second saint pellet, Yi Qinfeng discovered that the medicinal energy contained in this saint pellet was completely different from the saint pellet he had consumed before. The medicinal energy contained in this saint pellet was bone-chilling and it kept freezing his body and internal organs. Sacred burning flame. Cold Chiwen, Yi Qinfeng, felt that he could not withstand the corrosive power of the cold medicine. He hurriedly spread the sacred burning flame all over his body, continuously dispelling the corrosive power of the cold medicine. He refined the sacred pill and tried his best to break through to the 5th grade Beast Emperor realm. Just as Yi Qinfeng was enduring the cold power to refine the sacred pill, the spiritual fish that was fusing with the true God's blood felt its heaven's punishment. Big brother Qingfeng, my heaven's punishment is about to descend. Quickly let me out. Unable to suppress her realm, the spiritual fish sent a voice transmission to Yi Qinfeng with beads of sweat on its forehead. All right, be careful. I will ask the sword puppet to protect you. Yi Qinfeng nodded and sent the spiritual fish and the sword puppet out of the universe realm. Rumble the moment the spirit fish left the universe realm. The terrifying heavenly punishment immediately sensed her aura. Rolling dark clouds surged in from all directions like surging waves. They quickly gathered above the ancient strange formation, forming a terrifying tribulation cloud. Endless gales gushed out from the tribulation clouds, engulfing the entire world, uprooting large patches of ancient trees. The entire Black Demon Mountain was in chaos. Heavenly punishment? Why would heavenly punishment suddenly appear? Could it be that those people had no other choice and wanted to borrow the power of heavenly punishment to break the ancient formation that had been passed down for hundreds of thousands of years in Demon Pattern Valley? Looking at the tribulation clouds churning violently in the sky and gathering thicker and thicker, the Black Demon Emperor guessed the reason. However, he simply did not believe that Yi Qinfeng and the others could successfully survive the heavenly punishment and break through under the ferocious attacks of the ancient formation. Since you want to die, I will fulfill your wish. As he spoke, the Black Demon Emperor, through the control of the formation plate, constantly mobilized the ancient wondrous formation and fiercely attacked the spirit fish and sword puppet that appeared in the formation. Terrifying formation patterns descended from the sky like violent thunderbolts. The sword puppet immediately used its indestructible body to block the spirit fish's head, resisting the attacks of the ancient wondrous formation. Under the protection of the sword puppet, the spirit fish used all its strength to refine the blood of the true God, rapidly increasing its strength and causing the power of heavenly punishment in the sky to grow stronger and stronger. Rumble. As the spirit fish's strength grew stronger and stronger, it was only a step away from breaking through to the 4th class Beast Emperor realm. Earth-shattering thunderclaps resounded from the violently churning tribulation clouds. Endless, blood-red, violent thunderbolts broke through the several hundred feet thick tribulation clouds, like the punishment of doomsday, bombarding Yi Qinfeng, who was trapped in the ancient wondrous formation. Ancient wondrous formation, open. The instant the blood-red, violent thunderbolts appeared, the Black Demon Emperor opened a gap in the ancient wondrous formation in time, allowing the blood-red tribulation thunderbolts to bombard the spirit fish. Sword puppet, return. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng teleported the sword puppet back to the universe mirror. Then he multitasked. On one hand, he used all his strength to refine the heavenly punishment and break through to the 5th class Beast Emperor realm. On the other hand, he used the universe mirror to observe the situation of the spirit fish's tribulation. Aoaoaoas, the blood-red heavenly punishment descended. The spirit fish let out an inhuman roar. Her petite body kept growing bigger and bigger, instantly bursting out of her clothes. She turned into a golden-eyed divine ape that was more than 10 feet tall, covered in golden fur, with a body as strong as a mountain. Her bell-sized eyes emitted a dazzling golden light as she endured the baptism of the blood-red heavenly punishment. Boom, 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 countless thunderbolts exploded on the surface of the golden-eyed divine ape that the spirit fish had transformed into, crazily destroying her body. Although the power of the blood-red heavenly punishment was extremely terrifying, even more so than the heavenly punishment of a sixth-class beast emperor expert. After refining the true God's blood, the spirit fish's body had increased to an unimaginable level. Relying on the golden-eyed divine ape's powerful body, she easily resisted the blood-red heavenly punishment. Under the baptism of the heavenly punishment, the energy in her body and the true God's blood were refined. As the fusion between the spirit fish and the true God's blood became more and more complete, the second bloodline in her body grew stronger and stronger, showing signs of awakening. Divine ape. Why did a divine ape appear in the ancient strange formation? Seeing the spirit fish transform into a golden-eyed divine ape and easily resist the blood-red heavenly punishment, the black demon emperor and the other two opened their eyes wide as huge waves surged in their hearts. Ancient strange formation, destroy it for me. The black demon emperor took a deep breath and suppressed the shock in his heart. He continuously controlled the ancient strange formation to form a large number of attack formation patterns, bombarding the spirit fish from all angles, wanting to kill her in one fell swoop. After being continuously attacked by the strange formation, the spirit fish continued to let out furious roars. Her mountain-like body constantly erupted with shocking power, using the blood-red heavenly punishment that was bombarding her to tear apart the attack formation patterns. However, the power of the ancient strange formation was too terrifying. After being attacked by the dense formation patterns, the injuries on her body continued to worsen. Many parts of her body were badly mutilated. Boom, 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 just as the spirit fish ignored the injuries on her body and used all her strength to resist the blood-red heavenly punishment and the attacks of the strange formation patterns, a second heavenly punishment descended from the violently tumbling tribulation clouds. Several thousand streaks of blood-red heavenly punishment descended at the same time, turning into a blood-red tornado in the void. It shredded a large area of space and entered the ancient strange formation. The instant it shredded the attacking strange formation patterns, it directly swallowed the spirit fish. Gulp! Just what is the origin of that divine ape? How did it attract such a terrifying heavenly punishment? Looking at the whirlpool-like, blood-red heavenly punishment, the silver-haired old man could not help but gulp, revealing a look of deep shock. Under the attacks of the blood-red heavenly punishment, the spirit fish's injuries continued to worsen. Under the attacks of the blood-red heavenly punishment, the entire ancient strange formation was also madly depleting its energy. Feeling the control formation plate in his hand trembling more and more violently, the black demon emperor's face turned extremely gloomy. The thought of shutting down the ancient strange formation sprouted in his mind. However, thinking that the disappearance of the ancient strange formation would most likely give Yi Qinfeng and the others a chance to escape. At the thought of the golden petal fire lotus and the spatial treasure Yi Qinfeng possessed, the black demon emperor gritted his teeth and decided to kill Yi Qinfeng and the others at all costs. Just as the black demon emperor ignored the consumption of the ancient strange formation and continued to control the formation to kill the spirit fish, whose divine ape body was blasted into a bloody mess, on the brink of death, finally merged with the blood of the true God. The next moment, the terrifying blood shadow of the true God emerged from the spirit fish's body. With the sky above its head and the earth beneath its feet, it carried endless divine light on its back and released a power that could destroy everything, forcibly tearing apart the terrifying heavenly punishment whirlpool. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1220. What kind of shadow is that? Looking at the true God blood shadow that emerged from the spiritual fish and tore through the heavenly punishment vortex, the black demon emperor and the rest almost had their eyeballs fall out. Watermark advertisement test watermark advertisement test. Although they were very far away from the true god blood shadow, they could still clearly feel the terror of the true god blood shadow. These people must be eliminated, or they will be a huge threat to my demonic Pattern Valley. The Black Demon Emperor made up his mind and controlled the ancient formation to attack the spiritual fish at all costs. When the Black Demon Emperor controlled the ancient formation to attack with all his might, the rolling tribulation clouds began to spin rapidly. A large number of beast shadows appeared in the tribulation clouds. These beast shadows included true dragons, vermilion birds, black tortoises, and cheilants. The terrifying beast aura shook the heavens and the earth, causing the entire demonic Pattern Valley to tremble violently. Even the Black Demon Emperor of Nirvana felt a trace of fear. 100 Beast Calamity looking at the beast shadows that appeared in the tribulation clouds. The Black Demon Emperor immediately recognized that this was the legendary 100 Beast Calamity. Only the appearance of extremely powerful demons or demonic beasts that defied the heavens would send down such a punishment to destroy them. When the Chaos Divine Beast broke through to the Sacred Beast realm, it also attracted the 100 Beast Calamity. However, the 100 Beast Calamity attracted by the spiritual fish did not have the power of the world, so it was inferior to the 100 Beast Calamity attracted by the Chaos Divine Beast. Under the true God blood shadow's rapid recovery, the spiritual fish's injuries recovered rapidly. She looked up at the sky and saw the divine beast shadows that appeared in the tribulation clouds without a trace of fear on her face. Howl, 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 a series of intimidating beast roars rang out as a large number of divine beast phantoms leaped down from the rolling tribulation clouds. With a daunting beast aura, they attacked the spiritual fish. When the true dragon shadow at the forefront was about to hit the spiritual fish, the terrifying true god blood shadow threw a punch. The terrifying fist radiance exploded the void and smashed onto the true dragon's shadow. Boom! The true dragon's shadow trembled violently, and its huge body was blasted apart by the true god blood shadow's punch. Then, the true god blood shadow continued to attack, erupting with shocking offensive power, shattering the divine beast shadows that were descending from the sky one after another. A large number of divine beast shadows were blown apart and turned into pure, heavenly punishment energy, spread in the void. At this time, the spiritual fish released a powerful suction force, was directly devouring the heavenly punishment energy to transform its body and charge towards the 4th grade Beast Emperor realm. Ancient Strange Formation, destroy it! Just as the spiritual fish was about to break through to the level 4 Beast Emperor realm, a large number of Strange Formation runes once again attacked the spiritual fish from all directions. They wanted to destroy her body the moment she broke through. At the critical moment, a broken formation map appeared in the Qinquan realm. Under the control of Yi Qinfeng's mind, it turned into layers of defensive walls, helping the spiritual fish to resist the attack of the strange formation patterns. And this broken formation map was what Yi Qinfeng had exchanged from the Tao Addict. Although he was not in a hurry to repair this broken formation map, the power of this broken formation map was still terrifying, enough to withstand the attack of the strange formation inscriptions for a short time. Level 4 Beast Emperor. Breakthrough amidst the crisis, the spiritual fish finally broke through the bottleneck and became a level 4 Beast Emperor. With the increase in realm, the spiritual fish's strength increased tremendously. However, the rapidly rotating tribulation clouds did not have any intention of dispersing. They continued to condense terrifying divine beast shadows and continued to attack the spiritual fish, wanting to kill the spiritual fish that had fused with the blood of the true God. The spiritual fish quickly moved 11 meters to the northwest, where the core of the ancient strange formation was. When the spiritual fish broke through, the God-Eater brain, which was rapidly deducing the location of the core of the ancient strange formation, trembled violently when it was attacked and found the location of the core. Okay. The spiritual fish nodded and moved 11 meters to the northwest while enduring the great tribulation of 100 beasts. It appeared on the core of the ancient strange formation and resisted the fatal attack of the Great Tribulation of 100 beasts. As the attacks of the Great Tribulation of 100 beasts became more and more violent, the pressure on the ancient strange formation also increased. As the energy of the formation foundation was depleted, a large number of cracks appeared in the ancient strange formation. More importantly, the core of the ancient strange formation was damaged by the remaining power of the Great Tribulation of 100 beasts. This made the Black Demon Emperor anxious. Once the ancient strange formation was broken, it would be an immeasurable loss to the Devil Pattern Valley. They would also lose the means to trap Yi Qinfeng and the others. Just as the Black Demon Emperor was burning with anxiety and hesitating whether to close the ancient strange formation, the blood shadow of the true God, who had destroyed the divine beast shadows with a single punch, suddenly attacked the core of the ancient strange formation under the spiritual fish's control. Under the attack of the blood shadow of the true God, the core of the ancient strange formation was severely damaged. The power of the ancient strange formation plummeted and could no longer break through the defensive wall formed by the ancient map fragments. 2 Grand Elders, quickly gather all the experts of the Devil Pattern Valley. No matter what, we must not let these people leave the Devil Pattern Valley alive. The Black Demon Emperor took a deep breath and secretly made up his mind. It was the Demon Emperor. The 2 of them nodded and immediately gathered the experts of the Devil Pattern Valley. They also brought along many offensive supreme treasures and sealed the entire space. They were waiting for the spiritual fish's heavenly punishment to disperse so that they could deal a fatal blow to her. While the spiritual fish was resisting the terrifying Great Tribulation of 100 beasts with the help of the true God's bloodline, Yi Qinfeng, who was constantly refining the sacred pills, also felt the aura of the heavenly punishment. He began to suppress his realm and waited for the spiritual fish's heavenly punishment to disperse before using his own heavenly punishment to destroy the Devil Pattern Valley in one fell swoop. After refining a large amount of heavenly punishment energy, the spiritual items of heaven and earth that the spiritual fish had devoured were constantly refined. The energy contained in the true God's bloodline was also madly fusing into her body, increasing her strength. Under the protection of the blood shadow of the true God, the spiritual fish withstood the Great Tribulation of 100 beasts for a day and a night. Her strength had also increased tremendously and was only a step away from breaking through to the 5th grade Beast Emperor realm. The ancient mystic formation had been attacked by the Great Tribulation of 100 beasts for a long time and had long been damaged beyond recognition. Left with no other choice, the Black Demon Emperor closed the severely damaged ancient mystic formation. Just you wait. I swear I will crush your bones and scatter your ashes. The ashen-faced Black Demon Emperor kept swearing in his heart. He was waiting for the Great Tribulation of 100 beasts to disperse so that he could give the spiritual fish the fatal blow. Just as the Black Demon Emperor and the others sealed the space and waited patiently, the Great Tribulation of 100 beasts that had lasted for a day and a night was about to come to an end. The most fatal blow was delivered to the spiritual fish. The power of the tribulation cloud was completely drained in an instant. The flashing silhouettes of different forms of beasts fiercely bombarded the blood shadow of the true God, which was full of cracks. They forcibly exploded and bombarded the spiritual fish who was on the verge of breaking through. God's regret fist at this moment. The spiritual fish borrowed the power of the 2 great bloodlines in her body and continuously bombarded the last great tribulation of 100 beasts with doomsday-like God-shocking fists. She forcibly weakened the power of the last great tribulation of 100 beasts and used the endless pressure to break through to the 5th grade Beast Emperor realm. The spiritual fish did not know how many punches she had delivered. When she felt that the power in her body was about to be exhausted and her 2 great bloodlines became weak, the surging energy in her body finally broke through the bottleneck and broke through to the 5th grade Beast Emperor realm. With the breakthrough in realm, The spiritual fish's great tribulation of 100 beasts and the terrifying heavenly punishment disappeared at the same time. The chaotic space gradually regained its calm. Attack the moment the spiritual fish passed the heavenly punishment. The black demon emperor and the others immediately launched an attack on the spiritual fish. They wanted to kill her while her body was at its weakest. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1221. Suddenly, the spiritual fish that had survived the 100 beast tribulation and broken through to grade 5 combat beast emperor disappeared. Hundreds of destructive attacks landed on the universe mirror at the same time. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test the universe mirror was a relic left behind by the demon god. It had the miraculous ability to travel between realms. The attacks launched by the Black Demon Emperor and the others were unable to break through its defense. Spiritual fish, heal yourself properly. Leave the rest to me. Looking at the spiritual fish that was covered in blood and wounds, but whose blood and chi were surging like waves, Yi Chen-feng said to the spiritual fish that was on the verge of breaking through, "Okay, Brother Ching-feng, avenge me." The pale, bloodless spirit fish revealed 2 cute dimples as it nodded its head and said, after speaking, the spiritual fish swallowed an expensive heaven and earth spirit grass and breathed in the rich heaven and earth spirit chi within the universe mirror. It healed its injuries and stabilized its realm after breaking through. Demon Pattern Valley, it's time to give you the final blow and destroy you. The ancient mysterious formation was almost destroyed by the spiritual fish's heavenly punishment. To Yi Chen-feng, it was no longer a threat. Yi Chen-feng was prepared to use his heavenly punishment to completely destroy Demon Pattern Valley. He would break their foundation and give them the most painful revenge. Damn it, it's gone again. Looking at the spiritual fish that had suddenly disappeared and dodged a calamity, the Black Demon Emperor flew into a rage and roared furiously, "Don't stop for me! Continue attacking for me! Break the defense of that space treasure and kill those people!" Boom! Boom! The experts of Demon Pattern Valley controlled their Dao treasures and Gu Dao treasures to attack the hidden space of the universe mirror, wanting to break its defense. However, they continued to attack for more than 2 hours, breaking the hidden space of the universe mirror. They were unable to shake the universe mirror in the slightest. However, the Black Demon Emperor and the others did not give up. They continued to attack, determined to break the universe mirror and kill Yi Chen-feng and the others. Suddenly, a figure flew out of the universe mirror. It faced the terrifying Dao treasures and Gu Dao treasures and attacked the experts of Demon Pattern Valley. Kill him! Seeing the appearance of the sword puppet, the Black Demon Emperor and the others immediately changed their target to the sword puppet. However, the sword puppet was indestructible. Relying on its invincible defense, it kept repelling the attacking Dao treasures. The Gu Dao treasure approached the Devil Rune Valley experts, who had turned pale with fright. It burst out with shocking sword intent and launched a crazy counterattack. Numerous lotus-like sword lights split apart within the sword puppet's body, and a vast sword aura enveloped the entire space. Unstoppable, it rapidly reaped the lives of the experts from Devil Rune Valley. 6-sided demonic pattern plate. Destroy! Seeing the experts of demonic Pattern Valley being killed by the sword puppet one after another, the enraged Black Demon Emperor immediately sprayed a large amount of blood essence into the hexagonal demonic pattern plate, activating the offensive power of the demonic pattern plate and ruthlessly bombarding the body of the sword puppet. The sword puppet did not dodge the attacks of the quasi-sage treasure hexagonal demonic pattern plate. It allowed the demonic pattern plate to bombard its body and continued to kill the experts from Devil Rune Valley. Soon, the defensive line of the experts from Devil Rune Valley was broken by the indestructible sword puppet, and they were unable to seal off the entire space. Suddenly, Yi Chenfeng, who had been waiting for an opportunity, appeared. The moment he appeared, the void, which had just regained its light, was suddenly covered by rolling dark clouds. Amidst the rolling dark clouds, tens of thousands of streaks of lightning flashed, like electric snakes dancing wildly, venting endless power. The deafening sound of thunder constantly shook everyone's eardrums. For a moment, the entire void fell into chaos again, as if doomsday had arrived. Heavenly punishment again. The Black Demon Emperor, who was controlling the hexagonal demonic pattern plate and attacking the sword puppet with all his strength, saw the tribulation cloud appear in the sky again. His heart sank to the bottom, and a trace of panic appeared in his calm heart. Ignore this person and quickly kill the person who attracted heavenly punishment. The Black Demon Emperor quickly changed his target, wanting to control the hexagonal demonic pattern plate to attack Yi Chenfeng. 1. The sword puppet transformed its body into a sword, turning into a crescent sword arc stirring up endless sword intent. It slashed at the Black Demon Emperor, leaving him with no time to divert his attention. The sword puppet burned a large amount of energy for this attack, and its might was terrifying beyond belief. It made the Black Demon Emperor feel as if he was facing an ocean of fury, and had no choice but to control the hexagonal demonic pattern plate to defend with all his might. The sword puppet relied on its powerful attack to entangle the strongest Black Demon Emperor, while the white-haired old woman and the others launched attacks at Yi Chenfeng one after another. Ancient Incomplete Map, Defense. Yi Chenfeng moved his mind, and the ancient incomplete map appeared on his body, turning into layers of defensive formation walls around him, blocking the fierce attacks of the white-haired old woman and the others. He released a powerful force without holding back, charging towards the 5th grade combat beast emperor realm. Yi Chenfeng had consumed 2 divine pills to charge towards the 5th grade combat beast emperor realm. In addition, he had refined a large amount of precious treasures earlier on, so his strength had long surpassed the limits of his realm. He had violated the laws of heaven and earth, and attracted heavenly punishment to kill him. Rumble! As the power in Yi Chenfeng's body grew stronger and stronger, the lightning flashing in the rolling dark clouds also grew denser and denser. It was as if a sea of lightning had appeared in the entire void, a terrifying scene that was terrifying. Oh no! Heavenly punishment is about to descend. Everyone retreat. Sensing that the power of heavenly punishment contained in the tribulation clouds was growing stronger and had locked onto everyone in the tribulation zone, the white-haired old woman and the others trembled in their hearts. They no longer dared to attack Yi Chenfeng and retreated one after another, pushing out of the tribulation zone. Sword puppet, return! Yi Chenfeng moved his mind and recalled the sword puppet that was fighting fiercely with the Black Demon Emperor into the universe realm. He continued to refine the divine pills in his body, which still had more than half of their medicinal efficacy left, and continued to raise his strength. Finally, 81 terrifying blood-red lightning bolts broke through the violently rolling tribulation clouds, like a bloody waterfall, and bombarded Yi Chenfeng, who was sitting cross-legged. They wanted to kill Yi Chenfeng, who had violated the laws of heaven and earth. Ancient map fragment, withdraw! Yi Chenfeng moved his mind, and withdrew the ancient map fragment that was protecting his body into his body. He stimulated the power of his 5 major acupoints, and raised his strength to 100 million gene, to resist the 81 blood-red lightning bolts. Rumble! The 81 blood-red lightning bolts collided with Yi Chenfeng's 100 million gene of strength, and the entire void was immediately thrown into chaos. All sound in the world was swallowed up, and the terrifying collision formed a terrifying shockwave, violently exploding in midair. Countless rocks were reduced to dust, and several mountains that reached into the clouds were cracked, as if they could break at any time. Relying on his powerful physical strength to resist the 81 blood-red lightning bolts, Yi Qinfeng circulated the soul-devouring art at high speed, refining the pure power of heavenly punishment into his body. He borrowed the power of heavenly punishment to refine the medicinal efficacy in his body, and charged into the realm of fifth-class Beast Emperor. Rumble. When Yi Qinfeng completely resisted the 81 blood-red lightning bolts, thousands of lightning bolts gathered in the thick tribulation clouds, forming a huge lightning meteor. It left the tribulation clouds and with a terrifying force bombarded Yi Qinfeng. Heaven and Earth Tao diagram, life and death Tao diagram. As the lightning meteor attacked, Yi Qinfeng immediately condensed 2 Tao diagrams and gathered them in his fists to resist the lightning meteor's attack. Rumble. The lightning meteor was forcibly split open by Yi Qinfeng's fists, which had fused with the 2 Tao diagrams. The destructive power of the lightning meteor's explosion was unable to harm Yi Qinfeng's foundation, as he relied on his powerful physical body to resist it. Demonic Rune Valley, let me give you a big gift. Yi Qinfeng, who was bathed in lightning, let out an arrogant roar and charged towards the demonic Rune Valley's main palace, bringing with him a terrifying heavenly punishment. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1222. Not good. When the Black Demon Emperor, who was hiding in the distance, saw Yi Qinfeng rushing toward the main hall with divine punishment, his heart trembled. He immediately activated the layers of restrictions outside the main hall, wanting to prevent Yi Qinfeng from entering. Once the main hall was destroyed, the hundreds of thousands of years of foundation of the demonic Pattern Valley would be destroyed, and the spirit vein source of the demonic Pattern Valley might even be destroyed. He could not bear such a loss. Rumble. Thunderbolts and meteors broke through the rolling tribulation clouds, constantly bombarding Yi Qinfeng. Under the destructive power released by the explosion of a large number of thunderbolts and meteors, the layers of restrictions were torn apart. Yi Qinfeng was constantly approaching the main hall of the demonic Pattern Valley. Damn it! I swear I won't be human if I don't kill you. The Black Demon Emperor glared with his blood-red eyes, disregarding his own safety as he blocked the entrance of the majestic and palace-like main hall. He continuously injected Tao energy into the hexagonal demonic pattern plate, controlling the demonic pattern plate to wildly release destructive demonic patterns to attack Yi Qinfeng, wanting to prevent him from entering the main hall. Sword puppet block. The Black Demon Emperor was, after all, a mighty figure of nirvana. The attacks he launched with the hexagonal demonic pattern disc were extremely terrifying. Yi Qinfeng did not dare to let the demonic patterns that pierced through the void attack his body, and immediately summoned the sword puppet to block. Rumble. Because the Black Demon Emperor was too strong, the power of the lightning mountains attacking him was several times greater than that of Yi Qinfeng. Yi Qinfeng's expression changed greatly, and he did not dare to take it head-on. He had no choice but to flee outside the tribulation area. Bloodline of the Fiend God ignite. Facing the attack of the lightning mountains, Yi Qinfeng did not hesitate to ignite his Fiend God bloodline, instantly increasing the defense and strength of his physical body. Erupting with a strength of 200 million Jin, he took on the destructive attack of the lightning mountains head-on. Although the Black Demon Emperor had escaped from the tribulation zone, the huge lightning mountain that had attacked him had landed heavily behind him, on the most powerful restriction that enveloped the Mageweth main hall. For a time, a sea of lightning appeared in the sky above Devil Rune Valley's main hall. The surging power of lightning struck fear into the hearts of the Devil Rune Valley's experts who were hiding in the distance. Many of the weaker Devil Rune Valley disciples coughed up blood and collapsed to the ground. Under the destructive attack of the lightning mountain, the restrictive barrier that enveloped the demonic pattern palace continued to crack and crack. The mountains and the earth continued to tremble. Many mountain peaks were shattered and destroyed by the terrifying aftershocks. When the restriction of the demonic pattern main hall was forcibly torn open by the explosive power of the giant Thunder Mountain, the quasi-holy treasure, golden-winged feather, appeared behind Yi Qinfeng. With a flash of golden light, Yi Qinfeng passed through the attack of the destructive Thunder Mountains and flew into the Magic Rune's main hall. Not good. Run. A large number of Devil Rune Valley disciples hiding in the main hall were scared out of their wits when they saw Yi Qinfeng pass through the restrictive barrier and fly in. They desperately fled out of the main hall. Although they reacted very quickly, the power of Yi Qinfeng's heavenly punishment was too terrifying. After being attacked by the remnant power of the Thunder Mountain annihilation, there are still many disciples whose bodies exploded and died. The demonic pattern palace that the ancestors of the demonic pattern valley spent a great deal of effort to build after countless years trembled violently, cracks appearing all over it. Please be merciful. It is my Devil Rune Valley's fault this time. Please be magnanimous and don't destroy my Devil Rune Valley's main hall. Seeing the heavenly punishment constantly attacking the main hall, the powerless Black Demon Emperor despaired. He had no choice but to lower his noble head and humbly send a voice transmission to Yi Qinfeng, begging for his forgiveness. Yi Qinfeng was never merciful to his enemies. He ignored the Black Demon Emperor's pleas and continued to trigger the terrifying heavenly punishment to destroy the majestic main hall. At this time, tens of thousands of blood-colored thunderbolts gathered from the tribulation clouds and turned into a thunder mountain. Like a descending star domain, it fell toward Yi Qinfeng, wanting to destroy him. Boom! 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 Under the destruction of the Thunder Mountain, the dazzling demonic pattern main hall was blasted apart and smashed toward Yi Qinfeng, who was standing in the middle of the main hall. Spirit Pearl of Death break. Yi Qinfeng took a deep breath and activated the power of the Spirit Pearl of Death in his Shinmen acupoint. He constantly blasted out fist radiance filled with the power of death, shaking the Thunder Mountain and forcefully weakening its power. Under Yi Qinfeng's all-out attack, tens of thousands of lightning radiances exploded in the main hall, annihilating it like raging waves. Damn it, I swear I'll kill you no matter where I go. Seeing the demonic pattern main hall destroyed by the terrifying Thunder Mountain, the hearts of the Black Demon Emperor and the others were bleeding. Like an angry lion, they constantly roared. The Black Demon Emperor would never have dreamed that things would develop like this. If he had foreseen such an outcome, perhaps he would have bought the Golden Petal Fire Lotus directly instead of forcefully snatching it. One after another, huge lightning mountains fell. Yi Qinfeng was like an undying god of war. He used all of his skills to shake off the attacks of the huge lightning mountains. Under his ferocious attacks, the main peak of Black Demon Mountain was razed to the ground. The Black Demon Emperor and the others who were hiding in the distance could only see endless flashes of lightning and the main peak sinking continuously. They could no longer see any trace of Yi Qinfeng. Strike him fiercely. It's best if you can strike him to death. At this time, the Black Demon Emperor could only pray that Yi Qinfeng's heavenly punishment would be stronger and strike Yi Qinfeng to death. That way, he would be able to obtain Yi Qinfeng's treasures and more or less make up for today's losses. Dragon's Pine Sacred Sword Yi Qinfeng summoned the 4 great Dao diagrams and fought with the Thunder Mountains barehanded for most of the day. His injuries began to worsen. He quickly ignited his dragon bloodline and celestial bloodline, summoned the Dragon's Pine sacred sword that he had personally refined, and continued to resist the attacks of the Thunder Mountains. With the Dragon's Pine sacred sword in hand, Yi Qinfeng's attack power increased rapidly. Under the amplification of the bronze sword soul, the towering Thunder Mountains were directly cleaved apart by him, turning into an endless sea of lightning. Just a little more, and I'll break through. Under the terrifying baptism of heavenly punishment, Yi Qinfeng's speed of refining the sacred elixir's medicinal efficacy became faster and faster. He was only a step away from breaking through to the 5th grade combat beast emperor, and the 4 great Tao diagrams, under the baptism of heavenly punishment, constantly increased the power of Tao intent. Once Yi Qinfeng passed through this extreme, lightning, heavenly punishment, his comprehension of Tao intent was bound to rise to another level. Boom, boom, 2 thunder mountains suddenly appeared in the tribulation clouds, one above and one below, striking the most fatal blow toward Yi Qinfeng. Qian Kuan sword formation. Qian Kuan strike facing the 2 thunder mountains. Yi Qinfeng, who was seriously injured, did not dare to be careless. He decisively summoned all 81 top-grade Tao swords and merged them with the Dragon's Pine sacred sword, forming a Qian Kuan giant sword that was dozens of feet tall. Fusing with the power of the bronze sword soul and the 4 great Tao diagrams, it slashed towards the Thunder Mountains. In that instant, the chaotic void was cleaved into 2. Wherever the sword light passed, deep sword scars would appear. It directly cleaved one of the Thunder Mountains into 2, blocking the 2nd Thunder Mountain. 5th grade combat beast emperor. Breakthrough under such heavy pressure. Yi Qinfeng finally took the last step and broke through to the 5th grade combat beast emperor realm. The moment he broke through, Yi Qinfeng mobilized all the power in his body, erupting with a power that could destroy heaven and earth, destroying the 2nd Thunder Mountain. His sword broke through the violently tumbling tribulation clouds, creating a huge hole in the tribulation clouds, destroying the remaining heavenly punishment. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1223. Kill him. As the divine punishment dispersed, the Black Demon Emperor and the others, whose eyes were bloodshot and hearts were bleeding, roared and charged at Yi Qinfeng, wanting to kill him to vent their anger. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement test. After passing the divine punishment, Yi Qinfeng had almost exhausted all his strength. He did not linger and quickly entered the universe realm, not giving the Black Demon Emperor and the others a chance to attack him, causing all their attacks to miss. Congratulations to young Master Yi for breaking through to the level 5 combat beast emperor realm. Sensing that Yi Qinfeng had broken through to the level 5 combat beast emperor realm and his strength had increased by more than 10 times, the Marquis of Qianming and the others immediately went up to congratulate him. Get ready, wait for me to consolidate my realm. Then we will kill our way out and destroy the demonic Pattern Valley. After speaking, Yi Qinfeng sat cross-legged on the ground, controlling the spiritual pearl of life to heal his serious injuries, while controlling the God-Eater brain to deduce the Tao contained in the divine punishment. Demon Emperor, that person's spatial treasure's defense is too terrifying. With our attacks, I'm afraid we can't break through the defense. We have to think of other ways to deal with him. The white-haired old woman with a gloomy expression appeared beside the Black Demon Emperor and whispered, "Yes, this person must be eliminated, or our demonic Pattern Valley will become the laughingstock of the world." The Black Demon Emperor nodded and said, "Seal the space, don't let them escape. I'll go get the demon's soul ancestor." Time passed day by day. After 4 days of seclusion, Yi Qinfeng consolidated his level 5 combat beast emperor realm. With the help of the God-Eater brain, he integrated the Tao he comprehended from the divine punishment, increasing the power of the 4 Tao diagrams. He also cultivated the illusion Tao to perfection and formed the illusion Tao diagram. Everyone get ready. Follow me to destroy the demonic Pattern Valley. Yi Qinfeng took out several thin human skins and handed them to the Marquis of Qianming, Mo Fengyan, and the others, asking them to cover their faces and wait for his summons. "Sword puppet, let's go out." Yi Qinfeng willed and brought the sword puppet out of the universe realm, appearing above the ruined, demonic pattern main hall. "You finally came out." Seeing Yi Qinfeng and the sword puppet suddenly appear, the Black Demon Emperor said with a ferocious gaze, did not immediately attack. "Black Demon Emperor, I wonder if you like the gift I gave you?" Yi Qinfeng ignored the furious gaze of the Black Demon Emperor as he revealed a faint smile. "I don't care who you are, you're gonna die today." A surge of killing intent erupted from the Black Demon Emperor's body. He took a step into the air and instantly appeared in front of Yi Qinfeng. Just as Yi Qinfeng ordered the sword puppet to attack, his sharp senses suddenly detected danger. His body flashed, and like a bolt of lightning, he appeared dozens of meters away. The instant he dodged, a terrifying soul broke out of the Black Demon Emperor's body and launched a fatal blow at the space where Yi Qinfeng had just been. The terrifying soul attack directly distorted the space. "I didn't expect you to have such a hidden card." After narrowly dodging the attack of the demon soul progenitor, Yi Qinfeng's pupils shrunk into the most dangerous pinholes. He looked at the legless demon soul progenitor floating in the air and said coldly, "Junior, you've got guts. How dare you destroy my demon pattern valley? Today, even if the Heavenly King comes, he won't be able to save you." The demon soul progenitor spoke in human language and spoke in a sinister voice filled with killing intent. "Humph, you want to kill me, Yi Qinfeng with just a soul body," sneered and said disdainfully. "Kid, let's see if you can still be so arrogant after I swallow your brain." With that, the demon soul progenitor turned into a terrifying soul light and attacked Yi Qinfeng. Purple beginnings, holy thunder. The instant the demon soul progenitor attacked, the purple beginnings, holy thunder broke out of Yi Qinfeng's body and turned into a 10,000 zhonglong bolt of lightning that blasted toward the demon soul progenitor. Lightning was the nemesis of all souls. After being attacked by the purple beginnings, holy thunder, the soul attack launched by the demon soul progenitor was immediately broken, and he was forced back by the purple beginnings, holy thunder. "Holy thunder, you actually subdued a type of holy thunder." The demon soul progenitor's whirlpool-like eyes were filled with shock. "That's right." Yi Qinfeng revealed an arrogant smile and said, "Today, the demon pattern valley will be destroyed." With that, Yi Qinfeng summoned the chaos divine beast, the golden clear dragon bloodlion, the Marquis of Qianming, the spirit fish, the demon wind and cloud, the king of slaughter, and several other heavenly beasts. "Destroy them for me." With Yi Qinfeng's order, the chaos divine beast, the Marquis of Qianming, and the others immediately launched a fatal attack toward the demon pattern valley experts who had sealed the void in the distance. Buzz! Just as the shocked Black Demon Emperor wanted to help, the sword puppet turned into a sword and shook the void, continuing to attack him, entangling him and not giving him a chance to help. "Kid, you deserve to die." The demon soul progenitor was completely enraged. He let out an uncontrollable roar and condensed a several zhonglong soul spear, thrusting it toward Yi Qinfeng. "Purple beginnings, holy thunder, break for me." Although the demon soul progenitor's soul was comparable to a nirvana heavenly realm expert soul, the purple beginnings, holy thunder, completely restrained it, constantly piercing through the incoming soul spear. Ancient underworld Songwen, the sacred thunder of purple beginnings, countered the devil's soul progenitor's attacks. The soul in Yi Qinfeng's mind erupted, turning into runes of the great Tao that played a powerful ancient underworld song. It attacked the devil's soul progenitor, constantly damaging his soul and causing him to roar in anger. "Damn it, is this kid my demon pattern valley's nemesis?" The Black Demon Emperor did not expect that the demon soul progenitor, who had been sealed in the demon pattern valley for tens of thousands of years, would actually be completely suppressed by Yi Qinfeng. Furthermore, there were still a large number of experts hidden in his spatial treasure, constantly killing the experts in his valley. His heart fell to the bottom. However, the demon pattern valley was his root, leaving him no way out. He could only grit his teeth and fight with all his strength. "Junior, I'll let you see what I can do." The demon's soul progenitor, who had been injured by the ancient underworld song, let out a furious roar. His soul rapidly compressed until it became an extremely thin soul strand. It pierced through the great Tao music, stabbing towards Yi Qinfeng's mind. It wanted to break into his sea of soul and directly devour his soul. Purple beginnings, holy thunder, extinguish. The demon's soul progenitor, who had been compressed to the limit, attacked. The god-devouring brain, which was rapidly calculating, instantly captured the trajectory of his attack. Yi Qinfeng quickly extended a finger, and a large amount of purple beginnings, holy thunder shot out, continuously attacking the demon's soul progenitor and damaging his soul. Boom! 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 With a series of explosions, the demon's soul progenitor, who had compressed his soul force to the limit, pierced through the purple beginnings, holy thunder like a hot knife through butter. He endured Yi Qinfeng's finger, which contained 100 million kilograms of force, and directly broke into Yi Qinfeng's sea of soul. Soul devouring after paying a great price to enter Yi Qinfeng's sea of soul, the demon's soul progenitor immediately released a powerful soul-devouring power to devour Yi Qinfeng's soul. "Old thing, you're too naive. Your soul is the same as mine, so how can you devour mine?" Yi Qinfeng revealed a cold smile. A terrifying dizziness formed in his sea of soul. It was like a heavy hammer that ruthlessly smashed into the demon's soul progenitor's soul, aggravating his soul injury. In the next moment, the god-devouring brain appeared in Yi Qinfeng's sea of soul, turning into a terrifying black hole that directly devoured the screaming demon's soul progenitor and crazily crushed him. In the blink of an eye, the demon's soul progenitor was turned into a strand of soul, becoming nourishment for the god-devouring brain. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this book. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1224. What? The demonic soul ancestors aura disappeared? The Black Demon Emperor, who was controlling the hexagonal demonic pattern plate and fiercely fighting the sword puppet, suddenly felt that the demon's soul progenitor's aura had disappeared. His expression froze, and he revealed a look of deep fear. Watermark advertising, test watermark advertising, test. He knew how terrifying the demon's soul ancestor was, especially the demon's soul ancestor's soul-devouring trump card. Even he was somewhat afraid of him. However, when the demon's soul progenitor broke into Yi Qinfeng's soul sea, his aura suddenly disappeared. This caused the Black Demon Emperor to panic. Crescent blade arc while the Black Demon Emperor was distracted. The sword puppet burned up its energy and turned into an incomparably sharp sword of light. Cutting through all obstacles, its brilliance dazzled the world as it slashed toward the Black Demon Emperor, forcing him to control the hexagonal demonic pattern disc to defend with all his might. The sword puppet's sword was extremely powerful. Although the Black Demon Emperor managed to block it in a panic, he still lost control of his body for a brief moment as he retreated uncontrollably. At this time, the Chaos Divine Beast suddenly appeared and blasted out the primal chaos light of 5 elements, ruthlessly bombarding the Black Demon Emperor's back. It broke through his body's defenses and blasted his back into a bloody mess. The next moment, the Chaos Divine Beast, which was filled with nearly 200 million gene of power, suddenly hugged the Black Demon Emperor's body. Using the Chaos Mountain, it descended from the sky and crushed the Black Demon Emperor under its body, smashing him to the ground. Boom! A deep crater appeared in the heavily damaged mountain peak. The Chaos Divine Beast crushed the Black Demon Emperor until he spat out a mouthful of blood. More than 10 of his bones were shattered, and his body was severely injured. A large amount of blood spurted out from his mouth. The Black Demon Emperor was injured, and the experts from Devil Engraving Valley were severely injured. Under the frenzied attacks of Ling Yu, King of Massacre, and the others, more and more experts from Devil Engraving Valley died, turning into clouds of blood mist in the air. However, the Marquis of Qianming, who was fighting 1 against 2, was at a disadvantage. His attacks were completely suppressed by the 2 of them. Moon concealment, hegemony after suppressing the Marquis of Qianming's attacks. The silver-haired old woman and the young man who had a tacit understanding in their attacks unleashed their powerful divine abilities. They transformed into 2 incomparably tyrannical crescent moons and ruthlessly blasted toward the Marquis of Qianming, wanting to kill him in one fell swoop. Suddenly, an ancient bell covered in ancient artifact markings descended from the sky, enveloping the Marquis of Qianming and blocking the moon concealment hegemony, art executed by the silver-haired old woman and her companion. Boom, boom, the moon concealment tyrant art kept exploding on the surface of the ancient bell. Loud bell chimes resounded, shaking their souls and causing them great pain. Gu, Jianga, heart connected to the moon, just as their souls were injured. Yi Qinfeng arrived just in time with the dragon spine's sacred sword and performed the ancient sword song. The resounding tune of the Grand Tao resounded out as the sword light that was like a mountain was branded with the mark of the Grand Tao, and it was like a bright moon that shone high up in the sky while emanating boundless Tao insight pressure as it fiercely slashed towards the white-haired old man that was the closest to him. The white-haired elder was once again attacked by Gu, Jianga's voice of the Tao. His reflexes were greatly affected, and he couldn't dodge the sword-heart connecting moon at all. His body's defense was directly broken through, and his shoulder and right arm were chopped off. A large amount of blood spurted out. Demon snake seal, ancient beast head seal, kill! Marquis Qianming flew out of the fallen soul bell and grabbed the white-haired elder while he was heavily injured. He controlled the 2 ancient seals and smashed them at the white-haired elder's head. The terrifying attack exploded the white-haired elder's head and killed him. Qian He, seeing the white-haired elder's corpse fall from midair, the white-haired old woman let out a long and painful howl. Her body flashed as she hugged his headless corpse. 2 streams of hot tears flowed out from the wrinkled corners of her eyes. I will kill all of you to take revenge for Qian He. The white-haired old woman let out a long and sorrowful howl. She didn't care about the price she had to pay as she burned the demon patterns and all the blood in her body. She raised her strength to the limit and attacked the Marquis Qianming like a madwoman. True Qilin seal without waiting for the murderous white-haired old woman to get close. The Marquis Qianming quickly formed a seal with his hands and condensed an extraordinarily mighty Qilin saint beast. It ferociously charged towards the white-haired old woman. Wulua Yobin, the white-haired old woman with blood-red eyes, raised all the Tao energy in her body to the limit. She was about to use the number 1 killing move of the Demon Pattern Valley to deal a fatal blow to the Marquis Qianming. Suddenly, a terrifying dizziness force broke into her soul sea, causing her reaction speed to show a trace of sluggishness, delaying her attack. When she came back to her senses, the true Qilin seal of the Marquis Qianming had already struck her body. It was frantically destroying her physical body and aggravating her injuries. Let me send you to hell and let you reunite in the Yellow Springs. Yi Qinfeng fused the bronze sword soul into the dragon spine sacred sword and thrust out a horizontal sword slash. The sword pierced towards the heart meridian of the white-haired old woman who had lost control of her body. Chi, a streak of sword radiance, flashed through the air. The heart meridian of the white-haired old woman was pierced by the dragon spine divine sword. The bronze sword soul released more than 100 sword Tao inscriptions and pierced through her body, crushing her internal organs. Boom! The white-haired old woman's body exploded in midair, turning into a large amount of blood mist. She died on the spot. Seeing the 2 great elders of the Demon Pattern Valley killed and the Black Demon Emperor severely injured, the remaining experts of the Demon Pattern Valley gave up on resisting. They desperately fled out of the Demon Pattern Valley that was filled with the thick smell of blood. I will remember this grudge. Sooner or later, the Orochi royal family will seek justice for me. The heavily injured Black Demon Emperor also had thoughts of retreating. He dodged the fatal attacks of the Chaos Divine Beasts and the Sword Puppet and summoned his spirit boat to escape. Do you think you can escape? Yi Qinfeng stepped forward and suddenly blocked the front of the spirit boat. He ignited his god-demon bloodline and raised his physical strength to the limit. He grabbed onto the spirit boat tightly and forcefully slowed down its flying speed. However, the flying speed of the spirit boat was too terrifying. Yi Qinfeng could only slightly slow down the flying speed of the spirit boat as he retreated in midair. Boss, let us help you. The Chaos Divine Beasts, the golden-cleared dragon bloodlion, the golden-haired iron ape, and the single-horned flood dragon all rushed over and grabbed onto the burning spirit boat that was trying to fly out of the Black Demon Mountain. With the help of the Chaos Divine Beasts, the flying speed of the spirit boat was greatly affected. This made the Black Demon Emperor on the spirit boat change his expression and was about to attack. Buzz, buzz, buzz just as he attacked. The sword puppet appeared above his head and turned into a world-shaking light sword. It slashed out a mercury-like sword, forcibly breaking through the spirit boat's defense and slashing toward the Black Demon Emperor's head, not giving him a chance to attack the Chaos Divine Beasts and the others. God perplexing, fist 2, great ancient seals, kill! The spirit fish, the Marquis of Qianming, and the others also rushed over at this time and constantly attacked the Black Demon Emperor on the spirit boat, forcing him to defend with all his strength. Damn it! The spirit boat's speed was forcefully slowed by Yi Qinfeng and the others, and he himself was attacked by the sword puppet, the spirit fish, and the others. The severely injured Black Demon Emperor could not resist at all. Helpless, he decisively abandoned the spirit boat and used Blood Escape to escape from the demonic Pattern Valley. In the end, the Black Demon Emperor paid a great price and fought his way out of the encirclement, disappearing from the demonic Pattern Valley. Mobile reading site, book address. To facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1225. The Red and White Peak was a mountain at the intersection of the Octahead Kingdom and the Kirin Kingdom. The mountain was tens of thousands of meters high, and its peak was like a sharp sword that pierced into the clouds. After destroying the demonic Pattern Valley and taking away one of the demonic Pattern Valley's treasures, Yi Qinfeng rode his heavenly horse and crossed an extremely vast area to arrive at the Red and White Peak. The reason why Yi Qinfeng traveled millions of miles to arrive at the Red and White Peak was because the Marquis of Qianming had completely refined the power of the divine pill and reached the limit of nirvana. He could use the gate of heaven to break through to nirvana. As for Kong Sungqin and the other two, after taking the ancient path pills that Yi Qinfeng gave them, they were also close to the limit of their realm and wanted to cultivate to the nirvana realm. In order to let Kong Sungqin and the other two come into close contact with the red flame sky where the gate of heaven was and prepare to cultivate to the nirvana realm, the Marquis of Qianming told Yi Qinfeng an excellent place to cultivate, and this place was the Red and White Peak. Young Master Yi, the mountain in front of us is the Crimson White Peak. This peak is several tens of thousands of meters high, and the highest peak is very close to the crimson flame sky. Many people from my Qilin divine kingdom are cultivating there. The Marquis Qianming pointed at the white peak that was as steep as a sharp blade and slowly spoke. Let's go up. Yi Qinfeng looked at the red and white peak from afar and summoned his quasi-sage treasure, the golden wing feather. He flew into the thick clouds with the Marquis of Qianming and flew towards the highest peak of the Red and White Peak at an extremely fast speed. Yes, there are people on the peak. When Yi Chen-fong and the Marquis of Qianming flew to the highest peak of the red and white peak at an extremely fast speed, they found that the peak was heavily guarded and filled with powerful restrictions. It was suspected that someone was cultivating to the Nirvana realm there. "Young Master Yi, why don't we find a place to wait?" The Marquis of Qianming looked at Yi Chen-fong and asked softly, "Okay." Yi Chen-fong was not a domineering person. He did not forcefully seize the peak of the red and white peak. He planned to find a mountain and wait until there was no one on the peak before occupying it. "Who are you two? Why are you here?" Suddenly, a furious roar rang out. Several men clad in golden battle armor stepped on the void and appeared, surrounding Yi Chen-fong and the young man. As Yi Chen-fong and the Marquis of Qianming had changed their appearances, the golden-armored men did not recognize them. "Young Master Yi, they are the guards of my Qilin royal family." The Marquis of Qianming glanced at the golden-armored man surrounding them and recognized their identities through the unique imprints on their bodies. "You don't have to be nervous. We don't have any bad intentions. We originally wanted to cultivate in the Nirvana realm at the peak of the Crimson White Peak, but we didn't expect that there would be people there." Yi Chen-fong, who was preparing to leave, glanced at the several golden armored men blocking their path of retreat and slowly said, "Humph, you don't even know how to lie. With your level 5 combat beast emperor strength, you can also change your cultivation to Nirvana realm." A man who looked like the captain of the bodyguards coldly snorted and said, "I think you are clearly the spies of other divine nations." "Whether you believe it or not, we are indeed not the spies of other divine nations." Yi Chen-fong looked at the domineering golden armored men and slowly said, "Okay, please step aside. Want to leave? It's not that easy." Under the gaze of the man who looked like the captain of the guards, the 4 men in golden armor suddenly took out sharp spears. Like dragons emerging from the sea, they pierced towards Yi Chen-fong and Yi Qingyu, wanting to kill them to prevent future troubles. "Get lost!" Before the spears in the hands of the 4 men touched Yi Chen-feng's body, the Marquis of Qianming was furious. He let out a roar like muffled thunder. Rolling Tao power burst out from his body and fiercely bombarded the 4 golden armored men, directly shattering their body defense and sending them flying. "I have a bad temper. I advise you not to provoke me. Otherwise you will regret it." Yi Chen-feng's sharp eyes glanced at the captain of the bodyguards, who was shocked by the Marquis of Qianming's strength and coldly warned, "How arrogant!" A low roar resounded, and a tall middle-aged man who wore a dark golden robe embroidered with a Qilin pattern, and whose deep eyes flickered with a ruthless light, appeared, accompanied by 2 white-haired old men. Marquis Qianming looking at the middle-aged man who suddenly appeared, Yi Chen-fong immediately recognized him. He was Marquis Qianming, the man who forced him to buy and sell at Sky Street and was finally kicked away by the Tao addict. "How dare you hurt my people? If you know what's good for you, destroy your cultivation and kneel down and beg for mercy. Maybe I will spare your lives if I am in a good mood." Marquis Qianming put his hands behind his back and arrogantly looked at Yi Chen-fong and the young man, giving an order that could not be disobeyed. "What if I don't want to?" Yi Chen-fong slightly raised the corner of his mouth and asked coldly. "Haha!" Unwilling Marquis Qianming laughed and said arrogantly, "If you are unwilling, there is only one outcome, and that is death." Marquis Qianming, "I did not want to trouble you, but unfortunately, God wants you to die. If so, then I will follow God's will." Yi Chen-fong already had a grudge against Marquis Qianming, and now his life was threatened. This made Yi Chen-fong decide to take revenge, both new and old. "Kill the 2 of them." Marquis Qianming's eyes were full of murderous intent as he ordered coldly. "Yes, Marquis." The 2 gray-robed old men from Nirvana obeyed and stepped on the void slowly towards Yi Chen-fong and the young man. As they stepped forward, their strength kept increasing. When they were 5 meters away from Yi Qinfeng and the young man, their strength had almost reached the limit. The terrifying aura that exploded from their bodies caused the clouds to roll violently. Chaos come out. When the two gray-robed old men attacked, Yi Qinfeng did not waste the power of the sword puppet and summoned the chaotic divine beast. Chaos, Marquis Qianming. I will leave these two to you. I will deal with Marquis Qianming, Yi Qinfeng ordered through voice transmission. Roar. Don't worry, boss, they're just old bastards. Watch me devour them. The chaotic divine beast roared and instantly transformed into its original form, which was the size of a small hill. It released waves of demonic energy and crashed towards one of the gray-robed old men like a mountain. Saint Beast feeling the power of the chaotic divine beast. Marquis Qianming's expression changed slightly. The way he looked at Yi Qinfeng changed drastically. Saint beasts were rare in the Central World. Those who could tame the Saint Beast either had terrifying strength or a powerful background. As the chaotic divine beast and the gray-robed old man fought fiercely, Marquis Qianming also moved. He held a supreme-grade Taoist sword that Yi Qinfeng gave him and attacked the other, gray-robed old man. Wait a minute, who are you guys? Marquis Qianming shouted. Seeing the gray-robed old man who was on par with him being suppressed by the chaotic divine beast and Marquis Qianming. Marquis Qianming's expression changed slightly. He regretted his rashness and shouted, "The one who will kill you." After saying that, a cold light flashed in front of Marquis Qianming. Yi Qinfeng held the ice dragon sword and stabbed towards Marquis Qianming's chest. "Damn it, you are courting death." When Marquis Qianming saw that Yi Qinfeng, who was a Class 5 combat beast emperor, dared to attack him, he immediately released his powerful Taoist energy and took out a supreme-grade Taoist artifact. The handle of the Taoist artifact was inlaid with a huge gem. As long as he could capture Yi Qinfeng, he would be able to control the situation. Buzz! When the sword and the saber collided, a force that was beyond Marquis Qianming's imagination passed through the saber and into his arm. The impact caused his hand to bleed and his arm to become numb. Just as he was shocked by Yi Qinfeng's strength, a dazzling sword light flashed in front of him. In the next moment, the amulet around his neck shattered. If it was not for this powerful amulet that helped him block Yi Qinfeng's horizontal slash at the critical moment, his body would have been split open and he would have been severely injured. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1226. Bloodline Ignition. 3 heads, 6 arms. Realizing that Yi Qinfeng was much more powerful than he had imagined, Marquis Qianjie didn't dare to be careless. He immediately ignited his bloodline power and transformed into the ultimate form of 3 heads, 6 arms. He summoned 6 Dao soldiers and attacked Yi Qinfeng. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test 3, head 6 arms. I know this move too. Yi Qinfeng smiled and ignited his dragon bloodline. The soul power in his body increased exponentially. Under the horrified gaze of Marquis Qianjie, he also transformed into the ultimate form of 3 heads, 6 arms. He activated his 5 acupoints and unleashed a force of 100 million pounds. He held the 6 Dao soldiers and fought with Marquis Qianjie. You, who are you? How can you know the secret technique of the Kirin royal family? Seeing Yi Qinfeng transform into 3 heads, 6 arms, Marquis Qianjie's heart was in turmoil. He asked in shock. 3 heads, 6 arms was a secret technique passed down in the Kirin kingdom for countless years. Outsiders couldn't learn it at all. This made Marquis Qianjie suspect that Yi Qinfeng was also a member of the Kirin royal family. While he was still in shock, Marquis Qianming also transformed into 3 heads, 6 arms, and fought fiercely with the gray-robed elder. Wait, you are also a member of the Kirin royal family? Seeing that Marquis Qianming also transformed into 3 heads, 6 arms, Marquis Qianjie's expression changed slightly. He immediately shouted, "So what? No matter who we are, you can't escape death." With that said, Yi Qinfeng waved the 6 Dao soldiers and attacked Marquis Qianjie continuously. The attacks, with more than 100 million pounds of force, shook Marquis Qianjie's arms and caused severe numbness. The blood in his body started to boil violently. Don't you know that the Kirin royal family has a rule that states that the members of the Kirin royal family are not allowed to fight among themselves? Marquis Qianjie shouted as he defended against Yi Qinfeng's fierce attacks. Humph, the rule of the Kirin royal family. Yi Qinfeng snorted and said arrogantly, "I only know that the consequence of offending me is death." You. Marquis Qianjie was furious. However, the more arrogant Yi Qinfeng was, the more uncertain he felt. He even suspected that Yi Qinfeng was a prince of the Qilin royal family. Normally, only the Qilin royal prince would be so arrogant. Just as Marquis Qianjie was about to leave, Yi Qinfeng suddenly unleashed his soul force and unleashed a wave of dizziness onto Marquis Qianjie's soul force. Marquis Qianjie felt as if his soul force was being pierced by countless needles, and his reaction time was greatly reduced. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. At this moment, Yi Qinfeng infused the weapons with 100 million gene of strength and threw them out with all his might. With the force of a mountain, the weapons pierced towards Marquis Qianjie's body. Cosmos sword formation when Marquis Qianhua regained his senses and used all his strength to neutralize the 6 heavy weapons. Yi Qinfeng willed the 81 Qinkuan swords to fly out of his body. Under the control of Yi Qinfeng's will, the 81 Qinkuan swords formed a terrifying sword diagram and attacked. The Cosmos sword formation was a saint-level mystical power. Moreover, the 81 Cosmos swords were all supreme-grade Dao swords. Under the control of Yi Qinfeng's 3-star Dao Saint Realm soul, the Cosmos swords continued to form a sword formation and attacked ferociously, completely suppressing Marquis Qianjie's attack. Stop! If you don't stop now, don't blame me for not showing you any mercy. Marquis Qianjie's face turned red as he shouted out a warning. Cosmos sword formation, Cosmos strike. Yi Qinfeng ignored Marquis Qianhua's warning. With a thought, the 81 Qinkuan swords merged together, forming a gigantic Qinkuan sword that was dozens of feet long. The sword swept across the sky, splitting the heavens and the earth. A deep sword mark appeared in the space. After being attacked by Yi Qinfeng's Cosmos strike, Marquis Qianjie was sent flying. Large amounts of blood spurted out from his mouth as his body flew like a kite with a broken string. He crashed into a mountain in the distance and created a bottomless hole in the mountain. Marquis Qianjie was afraid of Yi Qinfeng's identity and was injured by him. At the same time, the divine beast, Marquis Qianming, also gained an overwhelming advantage. The divine beast of chaos, who had recovered a small portion of its inherited memories, was even more ferocious. It continuously unleashed its power and destroyed the defense of the gray-robed elder. Over and over again, the gray-robed elder was sent crashing into the ground. More than half of his body was badly mutilated. After his body was severely injured, the gray-robed elder immediately spat out 2 light balls. They flew at a speed faster than the speed of light and pierced towards the divine beast of chaos. Smash! The divine beast of chaos moved his mind, and a huge bronze coffin appeared on his body. He raised the bronze coffin high up, and with a force of more than 200 million pounds, he smashed the 2 light balls away. In the next moment, the divine beast of chaos shot out the chaotic 5 elements light, which heavily bombarded the gray-robed elder's body. It pierced through his chest and sent him crashing into the distance. Old bastard, go to hell! After severely injuring the gray-robed elder, the divine beast of chaos followed up with another attack. He poured all of his strength and demonic energy into the bronze coffin and threw it towards the gray-robed elder, who was crashing into the mountain. The terrifying ancient coffin was like a meteorite that had fallen into the mortal world. It twisted the void and fiercely bombarded the body of the gray-robed old man who was powerless to dodge. While shattering several miles of mountain, almost all the bones in his body were shattered. His physical body was severely injured, and he lost his ability to fight. The divine beast of chaos won the complete victory with his powerful strength. Marquis Qianming, who had cultivated to the limit of nirvana, also kept severely injuring his opponent. Seeing the situation in front of him, Marquis Qian Jie showed a trace of panic. He hurriedly said, "It is all my fault today. Can you spare us, because we are both from the Kirin royal family? As long as you let us go, I will give you a generous gift in the future." Kirin royal family? Who said I am from the Kirin royal family? Yi Qinfeng's lips curled up slightly, revealing a trace of arrogance. He took out the dragon spine, saintly sword that he had forged, and said with a murderous intent, This sword, how could this sword be in your hands?" Marquis Qianjie had witnessed Yi Qinfeng's amazing performance in the weapon forging competition at the spectator pavilion. He deeply remembered the appearance of the dragon spine, saintly sword that he had forged. When Yi Qinfeng summoned the dragon spine, saintly sword, he immediately recognized it. His heart was in turmoil. How could this sword be in my hands? Yi Qinfeng showed a trace of a cold smile. He summoned Jin Qing dragon, blood lion, one-horned flood dragon, and other heavenly beasts, and ordered them to kill Marquis Qian Jie's subordinates. "You are Feng Qin." A figure suddenly appeared in Marquis Qian Jie's mind. He couldn't help but exclaim, "You finally recognized me." As Yi Qinfeng listened to the miserable cries ringing in his ears, he revealed a faint smile and admitted his identity. Blood escape after confirming Yi Qinfeng's identity. Marquis Qianjie was shocked. Without any hesitation, he immediately used blood escape to escape. With the enmity between him and Yi Qinfeng, he had no doubt that he would die if he continued to stay here. "Do you think you can escape?" Yi Qinfeng summoned his quasi-Dao treasure, the golden wing's feather. With a dazzling golden light, it instantly blocked Marquis Qianjie's escape. In the next moment, the 4 great Dao diagrams appeared on Yi Qinfeng's body and sealed the entire void. Gu Jianga, sword heart connected to the moon. Just as Marquis Qianjie wanted to rely on his absolute strength to tear the void sealed by the 4 great Dao diagrams, Yi Qinfeng stabbed out a sword that contained the sound of Dao. The sword shook the heavens and the earth. The power of the sword was unstoppable and irreversible. The sun, moon, and stars dimmed under the attack of the sword. Qi, Marquis Qianjie's body, was injured by the sword heart connected to the moon. A large amount of blood spurted out from his body like a fountain. However, Marquis Qianjie's strength was also not bad. Yi Qinfeng's ultimate killing move did not kill him. 9 flood dragon diagram. Annihilation as the Marquis of Qianjie fell to the ground. Yi Qinfeng summoned the 9 serpent dragon carving. He channeled his soul energy and Dao will into the 9 serpent dragon carving and controlled the 9 serpent dragon carving to form 9 serpent dragon spirits. With the power to destroy the heavens, the serpent dragon spirits charged towards the Marquis of Qianjie. Boom! 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 Earth-shattering explosions sounded. Under the attack of the 9 flood dragon diagram, Marquis Qianjie, who was severely injured, was blasted into pieces and died. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1227. Marquis Qian'ao was killed by the 9 flood dragon painting, and all his subordinates were killed by the divine beasts of chaos and Marquis Qianming. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test let's go to the red and white peak. After taking away the belongings of Marquis Qian'ao and the others, Yi Qinfeng and the others didn't hesitate. They immediately sped up and flew through the clouds, filled with a faint smell of blood. They flew to the red and white peak shrouded in clouds, and felt the red flame sky, the lowest level of the central world. There were 3 levels in the central world: red flame sky, Taiqing sky, and Lihen sky. The gate to the heavenly realm was hidden in the red flame sky. However, because the gate to the heavenly realm was sealed by the alien race, no one had been able to ascend to the heavenly realm for many years. Those who couldn't ascend to the heavenly realm and reach the peak of level 6 combat Beast Emperor could only use the heavenly Tao contained in the 3 levels of the heavenly realm to cultivate the nirvana realm and increase their strength and lifespan. However, the 3 levels of the central world were extremely terrifying. The heavenly Tao contained different levels of heavenly punishment. Without a strong foundation and strength, the chances of cultivating the nirvana realm were extremely slim. This was also the reason why the nirvana realm experts fought over sacred items like the golden fiery lotus and the 9-star lotus seed, which could restrain the heavenly punishment. Seniors, this is the best place to cultivate the nirvana realm. However, the risks are extremely high, so please be prepared. Yi Qinfeng sent Kong Sungqin and the others out and said, Seniors, the golden fiery lotus you picked can restrain the heavenly punishment in the red flame sky. These 3 living souls are also a gift to you in case you need them. Feng Qin, we will always remember your kindness. We hope that we will have the chance to repay you in the future. Kong Sungqin and the others expressed their gratitude from the bottom of their hearts. Seniors, you are too kind. I believe that you will be able to cultivate the red flame sky successfully. Yi Qinfeng smiled and said softly, You can stay on the red and white peak and slowly comprehend the red flame sky. If you have any questions, you can ask Marquis Qianming. Okay, Jiang Xingqin and the other 2 nodded. They sat down cross-legged on the top of the red and white peak, where thick clouds and mist were flowing. They released their powerful soul power and penetrated into the red and white peak, comprehending the power of laws contained in this first heavenly layer. Ancient map fragment. Seal while the Marquis of Qianming, Kong Sungqin, and the others were meditating at the crimson white peak, preparing to switch to the nirvana realm and break through to a higher realm. Yi Qinfeng summoned the powerful ancient map fragment. He controlled it to grow bigger and bigger, forming layers of defensive walls that restricted the entire mountain peak. Then he summoned a large number of formation flags and fused them into the void to set up a forbidden space formation to strengthen the restriction on the crimson white peak. I wonder what kind of treasures Marquis Qianjia left behind. Since Marquis Qianjia was preparing to attack the nirvana on the red-white mountain, he must have prepared well. Using the power of the God-Eater brain, Yi Qinfeng broke the restrictive spell on the Marquis Qianjia's belongings and sent his soul power into the 2 dark, golden interspatial rings. There were so many ancient Dao pills, Gudao treasure level battle suits, defensive array diagrams, and 2 stalks of heaven and earth spiritual herbs that could restrain the power of lightning. Yi Qinfeng checked the Marquis Qianjia's belongings and found that most of them were treasures that could restrain the world annihilation, heavenly punishment. Other than that, there were also a few high-quality weapon refining crystals. He was not stingy and distributed these treasures to the Marquis of Qianming, Kong Sungqin, and the others. With these treasures, the Marquis of Qianming, Kong Sungqin, and the others had a higher chance of surviving the world annihilation, heavenly punishment. After distributing the Marquis Qianjia's belongings, Yi Chen-feng checked the two gray-robed old men's belongings one by one. Unexpectedly, he found many powerful beast cores and demonic beast blood essences, as well as some insect eggs. However, these insect eggs had not hatched yet, so Yi Chen-feng could not tell what kind of insect eggs they were. Yi Chen-feng placed these insect eggs in a jade box and poured some 10,000 years spiritual milk into the box. He also dripped 3 drops of his own blood essence onto the box and sealed it before keeping it in the universe mirror. Space Swallower, One-Horned Flood Dragon, Golden-Furred Iron Ape, these beast cores and demonic beast blood essences are for you. Yi Chen-feng distributed all the beast cores and demonic beast blood essences to the Space Swallower, One-Horned Flood Dragon, and the other heavenly beasts. He also asked for the ancient bronze coffin that was the Chaos Divine Beast's weapon. The reason he asked for the ancient bronze coffin was because he wanted to help the Chaos Divine Beast reforge the ancient bronze coffin. He wanted to raise the grade of the ancient bronze coffin and increase the Chaos Divine Beast's combat power. 9 true black stone, golden sun jade, black star sand, purple jade. King Yi Chen-feng placed more than 10 supreme grade weapon refining crystals into the vermilion bird cauldron and spat out the heaven-burning saint flame. The heaven-burning saint flame melted all the crystals and refined them into liquid essences. He then slowly refined them into the ancient bronze coffin and refined them into weapon inscriptions, increasing the grade of the ancient bronze coffin. Time flew by quickly. Soon a month had passed. During this month, Yi Chen-feng refined the ancient bronze coffin again. He carved a large number of weapon inscriptions on the ancient bronze coffin and forcefully raised it to the level of a quasi-sacred artifact. The Chaos Divine Beast was so happy that it could not close its mouth. The Marquis of Qianming cultivated in seclusion for a month and adjusted his body to the best state. He was ready to rush into the supreme pure sky and borrow the heavenly punishment formed by the heavenly Tao to attack Nirvana. Marquis of Qianming, don't be too burdened. We will wait here for your safe return. Yi Chen-feng looked at the solemn Marquis of Qianming and said slowly, Young master, ye has given me so many treasures. I will definitely succeed. The Marquis of Qianming revealed a confident smile. He looked up at the sky and burst out with a shocking power. He soared into the sky and disappeared into the vast firmament. Scarlet flame whirled, destroying heavenly thunder. The Marquis of Qianming tore through the restrictions in the void at an extremely fast speed. When he entered the crimson flame sky, the remnant soul that Yi Chen-feng left on him sensed that the crimson flame sky was filled with a large amount of crimson lightning. This crimson lightning was the crimson flame world annihilation, heavenly thunder that was formed by the heavenly Tao. The crimson flame world annihilation, heavenly thunder was extremely terrifying. It was enough to shatter a high-grade Tao artifact. If one was not fully prepared and was attacked by the endless crimson flame world annihilation, heavenly thunder, there was no hope of survival. Cultivating the Nirvana realm in the crimson flame world annihilation, heavenly thunder, was the process of fighting with the Grim Reaper. First, one had to guide the crimson flame world annihilation, heavenly thunder into one's body and shatter it. Then, one had to borrow the heavenly Tao within the crimson flame world annihilation, heavenly thunder, to reconstruct one's physical body and transform one's soul power. Only then could one cultivate the Nirvana realm. Without great perseverance and a deep foundation, one had no hope of cultivating the Nirvana realm. After entering the crimson flame sky, the Marquis of Qianming was immediately attacked by the crimson flame sky destroyer heavenly thunder. However, he had already cultivated the Nirvana realm to the extreme. Relying on his powerful Tao power, he easily blocked the attack of the crimson flame sky destroyer heavenly thunder. He flew to the extreme of the crimson flame sky destroyer heavenly thunder, tore through the heavenly seal, and entered the even more terrifying grand clear sky. Boom! Boom! The Marquis of Qianming entered the Tai Ching heaven and immediately detonated the heavenly Tao rules in the Tai Ching heaven. A series of world annihilation thunder mountains appeared in the Tai Ching heaven and attacked the Marquis of Qianming. They instantly engulfed him and scattered the remnant soul that Yi Qinfeng left on him. The moment Yi Qinfeng's remnant soul disappeared, he also saw a trace of the secret of the Tai Ching heaven. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button below to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1228. Qingfeng, let's go to Scarlet Flame Heaven to cultivate the Nirvana realm. When the Marquis of Qianming entered the Clear Sky Heaven and attacked the Nirvana realm, Kong Sungqin and the other two put a golden fire lotus petal in their mouths and flew into Scarlet Flame Heaven to cultivate the Nirvana realm. Brother Qingfeng, do you think they can succeed? The delicate and cute spiritual fish sat beside Yi Qinfeng. Her beautiful big eyes were filled with worry. Yes, I believe they can succeed. Yi Qinfeng nodded. He believed in the strength of the Marquis of Qianming and the others, who had cultivated to the limit of their realm and had many treasures. He was not too worried that they would fail to break through. Soon, Kong Sungqin and the other two entered Scarlet Flame Heaven. Yi Qinfeng used the remnant souls left in the three to see the scene in Scarlet Flame Heaven again. As Kong Sungqin and the other two endured the Scarlet Flame world extinguishing heavenly thunder and moved quickly in Scarlet Flame Heaven, looking for a place to cultivate. Yi Qinfeng peeked into the Scarlet Flame Heaven and saw the law gate that led to the Heaven Domain. The biggest city gate that Yi Qinfeng had seen was the Fire God City's gate. However, compared to the Heaven Domain's gate, the Fire God City's gate could only be described as tiny. Hidden in Scarlet Flame Heaven, the gate formed by the heavenly Tao law was like two towering mountains, sacred and inviolable. As Kong Sungqin and the other two were too far away from the Heaven Domain's gate, Yi Qinfeng was unable to peek into the true secret of the Heaven Domain's gate. In less than half an incense stick's time, the three remnant souls that Yi Qinfeng left in Kong Sungqin and the other two were destroyed by the Scarlet Flame world extinguishing heavenly thunder. After finding a suitable place to cultivate, Kong Sungqin and the other two removed their defenses and allowed the Scarlet Flame world extinguishing heavenly thunder to pour into their bodies and shatter their mortal bodies. Between life and death, they cultivated the Nirvana realm. Heaven Domain's gate, I swear I will push you open. After seeing the true appearance of the gate of the heavenly domain, Yi Qinfeng was not only shocked but also motivated. He clenched his fists and swore in his heart. Regardless of whether it was the Marquis of Qianming or Kong Sungqin, they all required an extremely long time and process before they could break through to the next realm. During the long wait, Yi Qinfeng summoned the girl from the Zhou clan who had been sleeping in the universe realm and woke her up. When the woman from the Zhou family woke up, her body unconsciously curled into a ball. She crossed her arms in front of her chest and looked at Yi Qinfeng with eyes full of fear and panic. Don't be afraid, I didn't hurt you. Looking at the nervous appearance of the girl from the Zhou family, Yi Qinfeng knew that her tragic experiences over the years had left an indelible memory in her mind. He sighed softly and said in a soft voice, I am not scared. Feeling that she had not been violated while she was unconscious, the Zhou family's woman calmed down a little. What's your name? How did you end up outside? Yi Qinfeng softly asked about her background. My name is Zhou Yuhan. A few years ago, when I went out with my parents to look for a spiritual herb, we met that evil person. He discovered the secret of my true yang body and brutally killed my parents. He forcefully kidnapped me and made me into his cultivation vessel. Every day, he took me until my body became weak and could no longer take any more. Zhou Yuhan glanced at Yi Qinfeng's clear eyes. After hesitating for a moment, She told him about her tragic experience. At the end of her story, large amounts of tears flowed out from her eyes. Her pitiful appearance was pitiful. Damn it, that person is too damn. That kind of person doesn't deserve to live in this world. After hearing Zhou Yuhan's tragic experiences, the spirit fish on the side was so angry that her face turned red. My life is not good. It's not the other person's fault. Zhou Yuhan gently wiped the tears on her face and took a deep breath to calm herself down. Fate can be changed. Yi Qinfeng looked at Zhou Yuhan sympathetically and said, "If you still remember where that person lived, we can go and avenge you." "Really?" Zhou Yuhan stared at him with her big teary eyes and said emotionally, even in her dreams, she wanted to kill that evil person who insulted her and killed her parents. As long as there was a glimmer of hope, she would not give up. "Really, I promise you, as long as we find him, I will let you kill him with your own hands to avenge your parents." Yi Qinfeng nodded and promised. "Thank you, thank you." Zhou Yuhan suddenly knelt on the ground and kowtowed 3 times to Yi Qinfeng. She sobbed and said, "I have some connections with your Zhou family's ancestors. I promise to protect your Zhou family." Yi Qinfeng asked the spirit fish to help the crying Zhou Yuhan up and said, "Can you tell me where your Zhou family is and what is their situation?" "My Zhou family is in a bad situation in the Thunder region." Thinking of Yi Qinfeng's strength and status, as well as the Zhou family situation, Zhou Yuhan did not doubt Yi Qinfeng's intentions. She told Yi Qinfeng the general location and situation of the Zhou family. He did not expect the Zhou family to be in the Thunder region. Thinking that the Black Thunder King was the ancestor of the Thunder clan, the overlord of the Thunder region, Yi Qinfeng could not help but reveal a faint smile. "After a while, I will send you home and give you a great opportunity." Yi Qinfeng said softly, "Come, take this elixir. It can restore your severely depleted Yin essence." "Okay." Zhou Yuhan took the elixir from Yi Qinfeng and swallowed it without thinking. Days passed. While waiting for the Marquis of Qianming, Kong Sungchen, and the others, Yi Qinfeng first used the God-Eater brain to forcibly erase the soul imprint in the spiritual boat and made it recognize him as its master. Then he took out the mysterious jade pendant he obtained from the treasure cliff and tried to understand it. But neither the God-Eater brain nor the Chaos Divine could unlock the secret of the jade pendant. Even the mysterious golden blood in the Chaos Divine had no reaction to the jade pendant. In the end, Yi Qinfeng could only give up. He put the mysterious jade pendant into the universe realm and controlled the God-Eater brain to release powerful soul power into the ancient map fragment at the top of the red and white peak. He tried to repair the array patterns in the map fragment and restore the true power of the map fragment. About 10 days later, the void that was covered by clouds suddenly trembled. A terrifying aura broke through the void and flew over at an extremely fast speed. Yi Qinfeng looked at the pale and weak Marquis of Qianming, who was full of vitality. Knowing that he had successfully broken through to Nirvana, Yi Qinfeng said with a faint smile, "Congratulations on breaking through to Nirvana. Young Master Yi, thank you for giving me the relics of Marquis Qianming. If it weren't for the golden fiery lotus, the Gu Dao treasure level true essence Taoist robe, and the defensive array map, I'm afraid I would have died in the Tai Ching heaven." Although he had successfully broken through to the next realm, the Marquis of Qianming still had lingering fear when he recalled what he had experienced in the Tai Ching heaven. "I'll give you the true essence Taoist robe. Go back to the universe realm and consolidate your realm. In the near future, I promise to help you break through to the Nirvana heavenly realm." Yi Qinfeng smiled and promised softly, "Thank you, young Master Yi." The Marquis of Qianming said gratefully and returned to the universe realm for a long period of seclusion to consolidate his realm of Nirvana. Not long after the Marquis of Qianming broke through to the next realm, Kong Sungchen, Zhang Biyue, and Bai Feng used the red flame heavenly thunder to shed their mortal bodies and successfully cultivated to the nirvana realm, becoming powerful figures of nirvana. The process of cultivating to the nirvana realm was equally dangerous. Fortunately, the golden flame lotus restrained the power of the red flame, heavenly thunder. Each of them consumed 3 precious flame lotus petals and fused with the life spirit that had the ability to resurrect the dead, as well as many ancient Tao pills. Finally, they used the heavenly Tao law to recultivate their physical bodies and successfully cultivated to the nirvana realm. After successfully cultivating to the nirvana realm, not only did Kong Sungchin and the other 2's strength increase greatly, they also increased their lifespan by more than 10,000 years. This made them very grateful to Yi Qinfeng and gave the remaining 9 flame lotus petals and the more precious flame lotus core to Yi Qinfeng. Seniors, you should also return to the universe realm to consolidate your realm. After a while, I'll send you back to the outer continent. I'll leave the order of the Xingluo continent in your hands. Yi Qinfeng instructed softly. After saying that, he sent Kong Sungchin and the other 2, who were also extremely weak and had successfully cultivated to the universe realm, back to the universe realm. He summoned the spirit boat that he had just refined and brought everyone away from the crimson white peak. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1229. The Thunder Territory was a relatively remote area in the Central World. Because of its remoteness, the special geographical environment, and the existence of the Thunder Clan, the 3 divine kingdoms did not infiltrate this area. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test near the Thunder Territory. There was a remote mountain. Poisonous insects were everywhere in the mountain, and heavenly beasts roamed about. It was very dangerous. Deep in the mountain, there was a very quiet lake with a radius of a few miles. Beside the lake, there was a courtyard wall made of yellow soil and several 2-story wooden attics. Deep in the mountain, lake, and wooden attics, it looked quiet and beautiful. But in this attic, there was a woman's painful howl from time to time. And this was the place where the pointy-mouthed old man who killed Zhou Yuhan's parents and kidnapped her lived. At this moment, in a dimly lit room, there was an ancient tree stump as thick as a water bucket. Tied to the tree stump was a young woman in tattered clothes. Her eyes were unfocused, and this woman's body was covered with horrifying whip scars. Although this woman's complexion was ashen, her eyes were lifeless, and her face was covered by her sharp hair, one could still tell that she had an extraordinary appearance. More importantly, she was the same as Zhou Yuhan. She had a special physique. Now you know the consequences of secretly running away when I'm not here. Wearing a black robe, the short, pointy-mouthed old man held a long whip dipped in salt water. Looking at the young woman who was tortured by him, he revealed a cold smile. "Kill me if you have the guts." The woman bit her pale lips and yelled in despair. "It's not that easy to die. You're the furnace I caught with great difficulty. If I don't pluck you for 3 to 5 years, how can I bear to kill you?" The pointy-mouthed old man showed his disgusting yellow teeth and said, "Come, swallow this pill obediently. Nourish your body well." Then, ignoring the woman's struggle, the pointy-mouthed old man forced open her mouth and stuffed a milky white pill into her mouth. "Come, be obedient and let me pluck for a while. If you perform well today, I won't torture you anymore." Then the pointy-mouthed old man untied the rope and threw the extremely weak woman, with whip marks on her body, onto a messy bed. Caught just as he was about to pluck the woman's true een, the sound of a restriction being torn apart rang out. The restriction that he had spent a great deal of effort to set up had been torn apart by someone. "Who are you?" The pointy-mouthed elder was shocked. He hurriedly put on his clothes and walked out of the wooden pavilion. He saw Yi Qinfeng leading the spirit fish and Zhou Yuhan through the broken restriction and slowly walking over. "It's you. Why are you here?" Looking at Zhou Yuhan, who was wearing a white silk dress and whose delicate face was pale, the pointy-mouthed old man frowned slightly and said with hostility. Zhou Yuhan, who gave off a delicate beauty, was wearing a white silk dress. "I'm here to kill you." Zhou Yuhan glared hatefully at the pointy-mouthed old man and said through gritted teeth, "Who are you, sir?" The sharp-mouthed old man's pupils constricted as he shifted his gaze to Yi Qinfeng and the spirit fish. "Old man, give me your life." The spirit fish's soul was equally strong. It had long sensed the situation in the house. Unable to control its killing intent, it leaped and flew toward the pointy-mouthed elder. "With just the two of you?" Although the explosive power of the spiritual fish was extremely terrifying, the pointy-mouthed old man did not panic in the face of danger. He waved his wide sleeves, and a large cloud of dark green poisonous fog spread out from his sleeves, enveloping the spiritual fish. Then he activated the restriction in the courtyard. The poisonous fog that the pointy-mouthed old man released was something that he had spent a great deal of effort to refine. If an ordinary level 6 combat beast emperor were to breathe it in, they would lose their ability to fight for a short period of time. However, the two bloodlines in the spirit fish were too terrifying, especially the bloodline of a true god, which had exceeded the limits of the Duhan continent. The poisonous fog released by the pointy-mouthed old man was no threat to her. Bang! The restriction in the yard was shattered by the spirit fish's punch. Under the horrified gaze of the pointy-mouthed old man, the spirit fish appeared in front of him and punched him in the chest. Kacha! The pointy-mouthed old man's chest was shattered by the spirit fish's punch. A large amount of blood, together with pieces of his internal organs, spurted out from his mouth. With his body severely injured, the pointy-mouthed old man crushed his universe ring and released a large amount of poisonous creatures to bite the spirit fish. Howl! The spirit fish opened her mouth, and a terrifying sound wave was released from her mouth, shattering all the poisonous creatures that were attacking her. The sound wave then landed on the pointy-mouthed old man's body, causing him to lose his ability to fight. "You, how can you be fine?" The pointy-mouthed old man, who was severely injured and lying on the ground, panicked when he realized that the spirit fish was fine after inhaling a large amount of poisonous fog. The spirit fish did not answer his question. Instead, she quickly went behind him and kicked his legs with a force of 100 million pounds, breaking his leg bones and sending him flying towards Yi Qinfeng and Zhou Yuhan. "No, don't kill me." With his sternum shattered and both his legs broken by the spirit fish, the pointy-mouthed old man, who had lost his ability to fight, was terrified. He ignored his injuries and kept begging for mercy. "Demon, give me your life." Looking at the enemy who had killed her parents and tortured her for years, Zhou Yuhan's eyes turned blood red, holding a sharp dagger in her hand. She chopped off his left arm, causing a large amount of blood to spurt out. Hearing the wails in the courtyard, the woman who had long given up all hope walked out. When she saw the pointy-mouthed old man lying in a pool of blood and wailing in pain, she suddenly felt a surge of energy in her body. She walked over shakily and like a crazy female leopard. She clawed and bit the pointy-mouthed old man madly. Under the torture of Zhou Yuhan and the pitiful woman, the pointy-mouthed old man's wails became weaker and weaker. In the end, he was tortured beyond recognition by Zhou Yuhan and the pitiful woman and died in agony. Thump! After killing her enemy and avenging her parents, Zhou Yuhan, who was covered in blood and tears, knelt on the ground and cried loudly. The pitiful woman, who was crying and laughing at the same time, kowtowed 3 times to Yi Qinfeng and the spirit fish. Then she picked up the dagger that Zhou Yuhan had thrown on the ground and stabbed herself in the heart. She wanted to use this heroic method to wash away the humiliation that the pointy-mouthed old man had brought her. "Brother Qingfeng, how can there be such a bad person in this world?" The spirit fish clenched her fists and said angrily, "The world was too big and there were all kinds of people. This was also the reason why everyone wanted to be strong. Only by becoming strong could they protect themselves and their family from being bullied. Yi Qinfeng sighed softly as he looked at the woman who had committed suicide. Then he sighed. With Yi Qinfeng's strength, he could have saved her. However, Yi Qinfeng could see that she was very determined to die. He could save her once, but not forever. Let's bury her. Yi Qinfeng took away the pointy-mouthed old man's belongings and brought the pitiful woman's corpse to a beautiful place. He dug a grave and buried her. Let's go to the Zhou family in the Thunder Dominion. After burying the woman's corpse, Yi Qinfeng did not stay for long. He brought the pitiful spirit fish and Zhou Yuhan, who was gradually calming down, out of this deserted forest. He drove the spirit boat and flew into the Thunder Dominion. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1230. The reason the Lightning Territory had the word lightning in its name was because the Lightning Territory was rich in a type of golden lightning rock, and this type of golden lightning rock contained powerful lightning energy. It was one of the rocks that primarily cultivated the gold Dao insight, and it was one of the most favored cultivation rocks for lightning Dao insight experts. Watermark advertisement test because of the existence of the golden thunderstone. There were many cultivators in the Thunder Dominion who specialized in metal Dao intent and thunder Dao intent. However, after hundreds of thousands of years of mining, the number of golden thunderstone mines decreased. Now, most of the golden thunderstone mines were controlled by the absolute overlord of the Thunder Dominion, the Thunder Clan. The Thunder Clan's strength was extremely terrifying. Even the three divine kingdoms were unwilling to have a direct conflict with them. Young Master Yi, it was still more than 100 miles away from Yizhou City. After killing his enemy with his own hands and avenging his dead parents, Yi Qinfeng used the God-Eater brain to erase part of Zhou Yuhan's memory in order to prevent her from living in a nightmare. After losing the most painful memory, Zhou Yuhan became much more cheerful and talkative. Let's go to your Zhou family. Yi Qinfeng put away the spirit boat and walked with the spirit fish and Zhou Yuhan to Yizhou City. Slowly, a small but very noisy city appeared in front of Yi Qinfeng's eyes. This city was the only city controlled by the Zhou family, Yizhou City. Although the Zhou family had declined, the Zhou family had no lack of business geniuses. They managed Yizhou City well, and it was very prosperous and rich. As they walked, Yi Qinfeng frowned slightly and suddenly stopped. He looked at a lush mountain forest in the northwest of Yizhou City with a trace of surprise on his face. "What's wrong, Brother Qinfeng?" The spirit fish blinked her big eyes and looked at Yi Qinfeng, who suddenly stopped and asked softly. I sensed an interesting person in the mountain forest. The corners of Yi Qinfeng's mouth curled up slightly as he revealed a faint smile. The interesting person, the spirit fish, tilted her small head and looked at Yi Qinfeng. Puzzled, she said, "Brother Qinfeng, what do you mean?" "You guys wait here. I'll be right back." As he spoke, Yi Qinfeng's body flashed slightly, turning into an afterimage and suddenly disappearing. Like a wisp of smoke, he entered the lush forest in the northwest and came to the depths of the forest, next to a waterfall that flowed straight down. Under this roaring waterfall sat a young man with his upper body bare, bearing the impact of the waterfall. Although this waterfall was dozens of meters high, the surging waterfall could not hurt his body. Streams of sword qi covered his entire body, constantly crushing the rushing waterfall water. Sword heart, it really is the sword heart. This youth actually possesses the sword heart that I have yet to cultivate. Yi Qinfeng stood in silence by the waterfall. He observed the young man under the waterfall for a while, and his face revealed a look of deep surprise. After repeated confirmations, he was basically certain that the young man in front of him had cultivated the sword heart that sword cultivators yearned for even in their dreams. When Yi Qinfeng majored in swordsmanship, he also tried to cultivate the sword heart. Once the sword heart was cultivated, he would have an unparalleled talent on the path of swordsmanship. But unfortunately, Yi Qinfeng's cultivation was too complicated and could not focus on swordsmanship, so he never cultivated the sword heart. Fortunately, in the future, he cultivated the sword soul by chance and embarked on a different path of swordsmanship. Yi Qinfeng's footsteps suddenly startled the young man under the waterfall. He suddenly opened his eyes and stared at Yi Qinfeng, who was slowly walking over, and asked vigilantly, "Who are you?" Looking at the young man with wet hair, pale face, and a pair of bright eyes, Yi Qinfeng smiled slightly and pointed with his fingertip. A sharp sword light burst out, shooting toward the pale young man. Suddenly attacked, the pale young man's face changed slightly. He dodged to the side in a somewhat embarrassing manner, avoiding the sword light shot out by Yi Qinfeng's finger sword. When the pale young man rolled into the turbulent waterfall pool, several sword lights burst out from his body, breaking the surface of the pool, and launched a counterattack toward Yi Qinfeng. As expected of someone who cultivated the sword heart, his attack power was indeed extraordinary. Although the pale young man's strength was only at level 1 combat Beast Emperor realm, the sword light he shot out was extraordinarily powerful, almost comparable to the attack of a level 3 combat Beast Emperor expert. This made Yi Qinfeng show his appreciation for talent. Whoosh, 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 whoosh streaks of sharp sword light slashed through Yi Qinfeng's body. However, before the pale youth could reveal a happy expression, Yi Qinfeng's body, which had been pierced through by the streaks of sword light, became blurry. Speed afterimage, seeing that the sword light he just shot out had only pierced through Yi Qinfeng's afterimage. The pale young man's face changed greatly. He suddenly jumped up from the pool, wanting to leave this place as soon as possible. Buzz! The moment he jumped in midair, a sword light that was beyond his imagination slashed down. This sword light was so strong that it made all the hairs on his body stand on end. He had no doubt that once he was hit by this sword light, he would be cut in half and die on the spot. On the verge of death, the pale young man stimulated all the potential in his body. He twisted his body in midair in an irregular shape, dodging Yi Qinfeng's sword light. Boom! The violently tumbling waterfall pool was immediately cut in half by Yi Qinfeng's sword light attack. Under the terrifying sword light, the two halves of the waterfall could not merge back together for a long time. "What skills do you have? Show them all." Yi Qinfeng looked at the pale young man who was dodging and revealed a faint smile. Heavenly Thunder sword palmed. The pale-faced youth clenched his teeth and activated the power of his sword heart. Using his hand to control the sword, he unceasingly sent out streaks of Heavenly Thunder sword light. With the deafening sound of thunder, they bombarded Yi Qinfeng. Facing the pale-faced youth's continuous Heavenly Thunder sword palm attacks, Yi Qinfeng, who was standing in midair, did not dodge. Instead, he kept pointing his fingers and shooting out sharp rays of light, continuously breaking the pale-faced youth's attacks. Bloodline ignition. The pale young man did not expect Yi Qinfeng's strength to be so terrifying. His most powerful attack could not do anything to him. However, he did not accept his fate, nor did he beg for mercy. He clenched his teeth and forcibly ignited the power of his bloodline to increase his strength for one last fight. However, the moment he ignited the power of his bloodline, a stream of blood suddenly flowed out from the corner of his mouth. His face became even paler. Clearly, the burning of the power of his bloodline had caused his body to suffer a backlash. Boom, 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 borrowing the power of his bloodline to forcefully increase his strength. The pale young man continued to blast out Heavenly Thunder sword light with terrifying power. He continuously bombarded Yi Qinfeng, wanting to force Yi Qinfeng to retreat and create a chance to escape. Yes, the body's constitution had a backlash on the bloodline and damaged the body. looking at the pale young man who burned the power of his bloodline, but suffered a backlash. Yi Qinfeng revealed a trace of surprise. His body flashed slightly, and like a bolt of lightning, he passed through the heavenly thunder sword light that was bombarding towards him and appeared in front of the pale young man. Restriction Yi Qinfeng stretched out a finger and pointed at the pale young man's chest. Borrowing the power of the powerful Tao will, he directly sealed the pale young man's burning bloodline and restricted his soul power. He brought the pale young man from midair to the side of the waterfall pool. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1231. I lost. You can kill me or cut me up as you please. Seeing Yi Qinfeng's terrifying strength, the pale youth's last bit of hope was shattered. He closed his eyes and said in resignation, "Do you want to learn my skills?" Just as the pale-faced youth felt despair, Yi Qinfeng undid the restrictions in his body. Then he revealed a faint smile as he looked at the pale-faced youth. What do you mean? Do you want to take me as your disciple?" The pale youth suddenly opened his eyes and looked at Yi Qinfeng's delicate face and asked in surprise, "No, I'm not interested in taking disciples, but I'm interested in you. If I'm not wrong, you're from the Zhou family." Yi Qinfeng asked softly, "Who are you?" The pale youth's eyes widened in vigilance. "Who I am is not important. What's important is that I can improve your sword heart." Feeling the vigilance in the pale youth's eyes, Yi Qinfeng showed a faint smile and said, "How do you know I've cultivated the sword heart?" The sword heart was the pale youth's biggest secret. He didn't tell anyone, so when Yi Qinfeng said the secret of the sword heart, his heart was in turmoil. "Not only do I know that you've cultivated the sword heart, but I also know that the snake blood and true young body in your body backfired, seriously damaging your meridians and organs. And you've overdrawn your body to cultivate, further damaging your meridians. If I'm not wrong, every rainy night or snowy day, you'll feel a needle-like pain in your heart." Yi Qinfeng looked at the pale youth's shocked face and said slowly, You! Hearing Yi Qinfeng continuously reveal his body's secret, the pale youth opened his mouth and showed a look of disbelief. He was so shocked that he couldn't say anything. "Although you rely on your strong willpower to endure the pain caused by the damage to your meridians, as your strength increases, this pain won't decrease, but will become more and more serious. In the end, you'll explode and die." Yi Qinfeng continued, Can I still be saved?" The pale youth swallowed and looked at Yi Qinfeng with hopeful eyes and asked, "Since I can see the hidden illness in your body, I naturally have a way to cure it." Yi Qinfeng revealed a faint smile and said, "Let's go to your Zhou family and talk." Although Yi Qinfeng was fond of the pale-faced youth, he would not casually teach him divine abilities. He had to pass his test first. Seeing Yi Qinfeng turn around and walk out of the forest, the pale-faced youth hesitated for a moment before immediately following him. After leaving the forest and arriving outside, he immediately saw Zhou Yuhan, who had been missing for several years. Sister Yuhan, looking at the slender and elegant Zhou Yuhan standing beside the spiritual fish, the pale-faced youth's eyes widened in surprise. Zhou Yuhan's family had mysteriously disappeared. The Zhou family had spent a lot of manpower and resources to search for them, but they couldn't find any trace of them. They guessed that the family had met with misfortune. However, several years later, Zhou Yuhan returned. This made the pale youth immediately walk over. "Sister Yuhan, where have you been all these years? Why didn't Uncle and Aunt come back with you?" "My father and mother were killed." Looking at the pale-faced youth, Zhou Yuhan showed a trace of excitement and said with a slightly trembling voice, "Sister Yuhan, what happened? Who did it?" The pale-faced youth showed an angry expression and asked angrily, "Yuhan's death has been avenged." "Let's go back to the Zhou family and talk," Yi Qinfeng answered. Sister Yuhan, do you know each other? The pale-faced youth said with widened eyes, Mr. Yi has given me a new life and saved my life. Without Mr. Yi, not only would I not be able to avenge my parents, I'm afraid I would have died. Although Zhou Yuhan had lost part of her memory, she still kept some important memories. Mr. Yi, thank you. Because of Zhou Yuhan, the pale-faced youth's vigilance towards Yi Qinfeng was greatly reduced. He bowed deeply to him and said gratefully, Okay, let's go into the city. With that, the group walked into the bustling, rich, and clean Zhou city and headed towards the Zhou family estate in the eastern part of the city. On the way to the Zhou family estate, Yi Qinfeng learned that the pale-faced youth was called Zhou Tianyi. He was the grandson of the current patriarch of the Zhou family. The Zhou family estate had been in a bad situation recently and had clashed with the Donghe clan several times. The source of the conflict was a gold lightning stone mine that the Zhou family had accidentally discovered. Suddenly, the sound of galloping horses could be heard. Several powerful experts, riding dragon horses, passed through the noisy street, causing chaos in the entire street. Damn it, it's the people of the Donghe clan. They are too arrogant. They actually gallop through the streets with no regard for the rules of the Zhou family. Zhou Tianyi clenched his fists tightly and said angrily, Let's go quickly to your Zhou family estate. Yi Qinfeng guessed that the people of the Donghe clan had come for the gold lightning stone mine that the Zhou family had discovered. He quickened his pace and walked towards the Zhou family estate. When Yi Qinfeng's group arrived at the Zhou family estate, they found two Zhou family disciples lying on the ground with blood dripping from the corners of their mouths. The main gate of the Zhou family estate had been shattered by brute force. Large amounts of debris were scattered all over the ground. The people of the Donghe clan had gone too far. Zhou Tianyi said angrily. He immediately charged into the Zhou family estate and saw the patriarch of the Zhou family, Zhou Shanlong, sitting in the main hall with a gloomy face. He wore a dark gray robe and had white hair. His left hand, which was hidden in his sleeve, was dripping with blood. Grandfather, are you injured? Zhou Tianyi immediately asked when he saw that Zhou Shanlong's face was slightly pale and his sleeve was dyed red with blood. This small injury is nothing. Zhou Shanlong looked at Zhou Tianyi dotingly and shook his head. Grandfather, are the people of the Donghe clan here for the gold lightning stone mine again? Zhou Tianyi asked angrily. No, the people of the Donghe clan are not here for the gold lightning stone mine. They are here for your sister, Zhou Shui. Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath and said, They said that if we are willing to marry your sister to Donghe Yuqi as a concubine, the gold lightning stone mine will be their betrothal gift. Otherwise, they will take the mine by force. These despicable bastards. Who does Donghe Yuqi think he is? How can he be worthy of my sister? How dare they make my sister his concubine? The Donghe clan has gone too far. Zhou Tianyi was so angry that the veins on his forehead bulged. The Donghe clan knows that we will not marry Shui to that scumbag Donghe Yuqi, so they are forcing us to choose the second option. This way, they will have a valid reason to take over the gold lightning stone mine. Even if we sue the Thunder clan, they will have an excuse. Zhou Shanlong saw through the Donghe clan's scheme and said angrily, They are so despicable. At most, we will give the gold lightning stone mine to the Thunder clan so that the Donghe clan will not be able to get anything. Zhou Tianyi said angrily, Sigh, maybe this is the only solution. Zhou Shanlong sighed softly. However, he really could not bear to give up the gold lightning stone mine. Actually, this matter was not that complicated. Suddenly, a calm voice sounded in the main hall of the Zhou family. Yi Qinfeng walked in slowly with Ling Yu and Zhou Yuhan. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1232. Yuhan looking at Zhou Yuhan, who suddenly appeared. Zhou Shanlong was stunned, but Zhou Yuhan's grandfather Zhou Shankuin was ecstatic, quickly stood up from the chair and walked over. Grandpa, Yuhan is back. Looking at the person closest to her, Zhou Yuhan's eyes were red, and she said excitedly, "It's good that you're back. It's good that you're back." Zhou Shankuin gently wiped the tears hanging from the corner of Zhou Yuhan's eyes and said, "Yuhan, where are your parents? Why didn't they come back with you?" "Father and mother were killed." Zhou Yuhan sobbed and told them what happened, and also told them that Yi Qinfeng avenged her. "Thank you for saving Yuhan and avenging my son and daughter-in-law." Zhou Shankuin bowed deeply to Yi Qinfeng and thanked him. "You're too serious. I have some connections with your Zhou family's ancestors, and I promise to form a good relationship with your Zhou family." Yi Qinfeng helped Zhou Shankuin up with both hands and said with a smile, "My Zhou family's ancestors." Zhou Shanlong frowned slightly, looking at Yi Qinfeng with eyes full of suspicion, trying to figure out his intentions. The Zhou family had been destroyed for tens of thousands of years, and Yi Qinfeng was too young, so it was impossible to connect him with the Zhou family's ancestors. "Zhou family head, this jade slip is for you." Yi Qinfeng caught the suspicion in Zhou Shanlong and the other's eyes, but he didn't care. He handed the jade slip with the cultivation chant of the supernatural power tyrant kick to Zhou Shanlong. When Zhou Shanlong's soul power penetrated the jade slip, his pupils immediately widened, and his whole person was stunned as if he was struck by lightning. "Big brother, what's wrong with you?" Seeing Zhou Shanlong lose his composure, Zhou Shankuin and the others immediately asked, "Shankuin, Yuhan, stay. The others go outside and wait." Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath, suppressed the shock in his heart, and ordered without any room for objection, "Grandpa, I also know young Master Yi. Can I also stay?" Zhou Tianyi looked at Zhou Shanlong's constantly changing face and said expectantly, "Okay, you stay too." Zhou Shanlong valued Zhou Tianyi very much, nodded, and agreed. "Big brother, what's in this jade slip?" Zhou Shankuin asked curiously after everyone left, and Zhou Shanlong set up a soundproof restriction in the hall. "This jade strip is the #1 sacred art of my Zhou clan during its heyday." Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath and said, "What, divine ability tyrannical kick?" Zhou Shankuin and the others sucked in a breath of cold air. The way they looked at Yi Qinfeng changed completely. They didn't think that Yi Qinfeng would actually bring back the long-lost tyrant foot. "Young Master Yi, where did you get this divine ability, tyrannical foot?" Although he had many guesses in his heart, Zhou Shanlong still could not believe that Yi Qinfeng was related to the ancestors of the Zhou family. "This divine ability, tyrant foot, was given to me by your Zhou clan's ancestor." Yi Qinfeng said indifferently, "Could it be that an ancestor of the Zhou clan is still alive?" Zhou Shanlong was overjoyed and quickly asked. The Zhou clan was already in dire straits. If there was an ancestor of the Zhou clan holding down the fort, then the situation would be very different. "No, your Zhou clan's ancestor has already fallen into the cycle of reincarnation and turned into ashes." Yi Qinfeng shook his head and explained how he found the Zhou clan's ruins and met the Zhou clan's ancestor. "That means that the 3 great treasures of my Zhou clan are already in young master's hands?" Zhou Shanlong suppressed the shock in his heart and asked, "The ancient beast talisman is not with me, and the 9 flood dragon portrait is with Yi Qinfeng." The reason why he said this was to test the character of the Zhou clan. If the Zhou clan's character wasn't good, then he would leave after giving them the treasures. As for the 9 flood dragon portrait, he would not return it to the Zhou clan no matter what. "Young Master Yi, can you let us see the 9 flood dragon portrait?" Zhou Shanlong glanced at the calm Yi Qinfeng and asked, "You want the 9 flood dragon portrait back?" Yi Qinfeng smiled and asked in a low voice, "No, since our ancestor, gave the 9-flood dragon portrait to young master, we naturally wouldn't dare to go against our ancestors' wishes and take it back. Furthermore, young master, you brought back the tyrant foot, which is already a great kindness. I just want to see the true appearance of my Zhou clan's #1 treasure with my own eyes, Zhou Shanlong explained. Okay, take a look. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng summoned the mid-tier saint treasure, the Jiu painting, and handed it to Zhou Shanlong. 9-flood dragon portrait. It really is the 9-flood dragon portrait. Gently stroking the 9-flood dragon portrait, Zhou Shanlong was so excited that he couldn't speak. Zhou Shanquin and the others also fell into excitement. Young Master Yi, what did our ancestor tell us? Holding back the excitement in his heart, Zhou Shanlong returned the 9-flood dragon portrait to Yi Qinfeng and asked respectfully, "No, they just asked me to take care of your Zhou clan and form a good relationship with you." Yi Qinfeng shook his head and said, "Then can young master help my Zhou clan protect the Golden Thunderstone mine?" Thinking of Yi Qinfeng's words at the beginning, Zhou Shanlong asked in surprise. That was just a small matter. Yi Qinfeng smiled and said, "I looked at your face and body. You haven't been able to solve the problem of the backlash between the snake transformation bloodline and the true yang body. Young Master Yi, do you have a way?" Zhou Shanlong and the others raised their eyebrows and became even more excited. "And I have a pill formula here. You guys should think of a way to gather the ingredients in the pill formula. As long as you can gather them, I will open the furnace and refine the pill for you. At that time, you will be able to solve the problem of the backlash between your bloodline and your physique." Yi Qinfeng nodded and handed a pill formula to Zhou Shanlong. Seeing the more than 30 kinds of elixir ingredients on the pill recipe, Zhou Shanlong was a little dumbfounded because he had never heard of many of them. But he firmly believed in Yi Qinfeng's ability. He folded it and put it in his chest, ready to use all the channels of the Zhou clan to search for it. "Young Master Yi, for a while, you and this little girl can live in my Zhou clan." Although Yi Qinfeng's realm was not high, Zhou Shanlong believed in his ancestor's vision and said enthusiastically, "Okay." Yi Qinfeng nodded and said, "Tanny, quickly take young Master Yi and the little girl to the west courtyard to rest. Without my permission, no one is to disturb them." Zhou Shanlong ordered Zhou Tanny and Yi Qinfeng to be close. "Yes, Grandpa." The smart Zhou Tanny nodded and led Yi Qinfeng and the little girl out of the main hall and to the quiet west courtyard to rest. "Big brother, what do you think of this person?" After Yi Qinfeng and the little girl left, Zhou Shanquin asked in a low voice, "Our ancestors would never misjudge a person. Perhaps he can really give our Zhou family a chance to rise again." Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath and said solemnly, "Sai, let's hope so." Zhou Shanquin was not clear about Yi Qinfeng's strength and methods. Thinking of the consequences of a direct confrontation with the Donghe clan, he was slightly worried. "Young Master Yi, please take me as your disciple." Taking Yi Qinfeng and the little girl to the west courtyard, Zhou Tanny bit his lips and suddenly knelt on the ground and begged, "I have said that I have no intention of taking you as my disciple." Looking at Zhou Tanny's disappointed eyes, Zhou Shanlong said, "This jade scroll is for you. If you can understand it in 10 days, I will give you the second jade scroll." As he spoke, Yi Qinfeng gave a jade scroll with 10 sword Dao patterns carved on it to Zhou Tanny, who had a look of ecstasy on his face. He then walked into the elegant and quiet western courtyard with the spirit fish. Mobile reading site. Book address. To facilitate your next reading, you can click the Save button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1233. After settling down, Yi Qinfeng gave the spirit fish a few stalks of 10,000-year-old spiritual herbs and took out a jade scroll with plenty of restrictions to cultivate the divine ability mirror image. Watermark advertisement test watermark advertisement, test the divine ability mirror image sounded like an auxiliary divine ability, but the divine ability mirror image was a true offensive divine ability that was split into 3 stages. At the first stage, one mirror image would be split out and possess 30% of the original body strength. At the second stage, 2 mirror images would be split out and possess 60% of the original body strength. At the third stage, 3 mirror images would be split out and possess all the original body strength. After understanding the 3 stages of the divine ability mirror image, Yi Qin-feng revealed a faint smile. The divine ability mirror image might be difficult to cultivate, but it was a very practical divine ability. If he cultivated it to the highest stage, he would be able to split himself into 3 and burst out with 3 times the strength. It was enough to turn the tide at a crucial moment. After eliminating the distracting thoughts in his mind, Yi Qin-feng controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce and borrow the God-Eater brain's powerful deduction ability to cultivate the divine ability mirror image. It was extremely difficult to cultivate the divine ability mirror image. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to comprehend its true essence and cultivate it to the first stage without spending years of research. However, the God-Eater brain had undergone numerous transformations and was extremely heaven-defying. Yi Qin-feng spent more than 9 days and successfully cultivated it to the first stage. Divine ability mirror, image with a thought. Yi Qin-feng's entire body's soul power instantly burst out. His body split out an exact replica of himself with a vivid and lifelike appearance. Not bad, not bad. This divine ability mirror image is too mystical. It can really pass off the fake as the real thing. Even the aura presence is exactly the same as mine. Looking at the mirror image clone that executed the divine ability mirror image split, Yi Qin-feng revealed a smile. With this divine ability, it would be convenient for him to do many things. After a simple rest, it was daybreak. Yi Qin-feng's powerful soul spirit sensed that Zhou Tianyi had appeared at the door on time. He woke up from his recuperation and opened the door to walk out. "How is it? Have you comprehended the jade scroll that I gave you?" Yi Qin-feng looked at Zhou Tianyi, who was kneeling on the ground with a sincere expression, and asked slowly, "I have fully comprehended the 10 sword Dao patterns that Master passed down to me." Zhou Tianyi knew how precious the sword Dao inheritance was. Yi Qin-feng was willing to selflessly teach him the sword Dao, which made him feel very grateful to Yi Qin-feng. "Remember, I am not your master. We are not fated to be master and disciple. You are not allowed to call me master in the future. Otherwise, I will not teach you anything." Yi Qin-feng frowned slightly and warned sternly, Then how should I address Senior?" Zhou Tianyi revealed a trace of disappointment. He did not dare to disobey Yi Qin-feng's warning and asked respectfully, "You and I are about the same age. In the future, you can call me Big Brother like the Lingyu," Yi Qin-feng said with a smile. How can this work? Although Yi Qin-feng was unwilling to accept Zhou Tianyi as his disciple, in Zhou Tianyi's heart he had long recognized Yi Qin-feng as his master, so he did not dare to act rashly. "If I say it's okay, then it's okay." Yi Qin-feng glared at him with his tiger eyes and said, "If you don't want to, then just leave." No, I want to, Zhou Tianyi said fearfully. "Tianyi, although your cultivation level is not high now, you have cultivated the sword heart. In the future, you will be above millions of people, so you don't have to be too humble. But you have to remember, no matter what you achieve in the future, you must abide by your heart. Don't be blinded by your ambition." Yi Qin-feng warned sternly. Yes, Tianyi will remember Big Brother's words. Zhou Tianyi nodded solemnly and promised, "This jade scroll is for you. Return it to me in 10 days. Yi Qin-feng gave Zhou Tianyi a jade scroll with 10 sword Dao patterns engraved on it. "Thank you, Big Brother," Zhou Tianyi said excitedly as he received the jade scroll that Yi Qin-feng threw with both hands. "Wait, the people from the Donghe clan are here." Just as Zhou Tianyi was about to go back and understand the sword Dao intent engraved on the jade scroll, Yi Qin-feng suddenly called out to him, Damn it, the Dongha clan has gone too far. Do they really think that the Zhou clan is easy to bully? Zhou Tianyi clenched his fists and said angrily, Tianyi, I will leave the people from the Dongha clan to you. Remember, don't weaken the prestige of the Zhou clan. Yi Qinfeng said slowly, deliberately testing Zhou Tianyi's martial heart. Don't worry, big brother, I will not embarrass the Zhou clan. Zhou Tianyi nodded solemnly and immediately went to the front yard of the Zhou clan. At this time, more than 10 experts from the Dongha clan barged in arrogantly and clashed with the experts from the Zhou clan. Dongha Yuqi, what is the meaning of this? Why did you barge into the Zhou clan? Zhou Shanlong glared angrily at a young man in a long blue robe. He was tall and sturdy and had a mocking smile on his arrogant face. Patriarch Zhou, I am here to propose marriage. Unfortunately, the dogs of your Zhou clan spoke rudely to me. I have no choice but to teach them a lesson on your behalf and let them know that there are some people they can't afford to offend. Dongha Yuqi, who is known as the #1 genius of the Dongha clan and had reached level 5 combat beast emperor at a young age, said arrogantly with his hands behind his back. He ignored the hostile eyes of the Zhou clan and said coldly. Zhou Shanlong's face was filled with anger. He said, Do you really think that the Dongha clan is the Thunder clan and can control all the major forces in the Thunder region? You don't have to provoke me. The Dongha clan will naturally follow the lead of the Thunder clan. However, this will not affect my determination to marry Zhou Shui. Dongha Yuqi said domineeringly. Patriarch Zhou, what do you think? Are you willing to marry Zhou Shui to me as my concubine? Don't even think about it. How can a scumbag like you be worthy of my second sister? An angry voice sounded. Zhou Tianyi hurried over and scolded without any trace of politeness. Little bastard, who are you scolding? Dongha Yuqi's pupils shrank and shot out rays of cold light. He asked with a gloomy face. I scolded, little bastard. Zhou Tianyi retorted. Dongha Yuqi, the Zhou clan does not welcome you. If you know what's good for you, get out of here. Otherwise, the Zhou clan will not be polite to you. Dongha Yuqi put his hands behind his back and laughed arrogantly. He said, I am standing right here. Let's see how you are going to be rude to me. Buzz. As soon as Dongha Yuqi finished speaking, a white light flashed in Zhou Tianyi's hand. A sharp long sword appeared in his hand. With an ear-piercing sound, the long sword pierced towards Dongha Yuqi's chest. You are courting death. Dongha Yuqi was a level 5 combat beast emperor. He did not expect Zhou Tianyi, who was only a level 1 combat beast emperor, to dare to attack him. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. A terrifying shadow of an ancient beast appeared in his tall and straight body. It roared at Zhou Tianyi. Buzz! Dongha Yuqi unleashed a palm strike across the air. The phantom of the ancient beast transformed into a boundless stream of light and melded into his palm. The meteor-like palm strike directly broke Zhou Tianyi's piercing sword light. The remaining power of the strike was not reduced in the slightest. Sword Dao pattern Zhou Tianyi took a deep breath. He did not dodge. Instead, he activated the power of the sword heart and merged 10 sword Dao patterns into the supreme grade celestial longsword in his hand. A powerful sword light shot out and pierced towards Dongha Yuqi. Ka came a series of dense explosions. Zhou Tianyi was pushed back more than 10 steps. However, with the help of the sword heart and sword Dao patterns, he broke Dongha Yuqi's palm strike. Interesting. I did not expect you to be able to block my palm strike. It seems that the Zhou clan is not trash after all. Dongha Yuqi looked at Zhou Tianyi, who was retreating with blood dripping from the corner of his mouth. His body flashed and he attacked again. He wanted to injure Zhou Tianyi with one strike and establish his authority in the Zhou clan. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1234. Tianyi Flash. Seeing that Zhou Tianyi was in danger, Zhou Shanlong and Zhou Shanquan were shocked and wanted to rescue him. However, at this moment, two powerful beings from the Donghe clan attacked them from both sides, making it impossible for them to rescue Zhou Tianyi. Little B*** starred. I'm going to let you know the consequences of going against me. I'm going to crush all the bones in your body and make you beg for mercy on the ground like a dog. Donghe Yuqi's expression became even colder, and a terrifying Dao intent emanated from his right hand as he launched a lethal attack toward Zhou Tianyi. Hearing Zhou Shanlong's warning, Yi Qinfeng's words echoed in Zhou Tianyi's soul. I can't bring shame to the Zhou clan, I can't back down. Bloodline ignition. True Yang body, awakening Zhou Tianyi, gritted his teeth and ignored the damage to his body as he ignited his bloodline and awakened his body constitution. However, his cultivation level was too low compared to Donghe Yuqi's. So even if he tried his best, he wouldn't be able to block Donghe Yuqi's ultimate attack. Seeing Donghe Yuqi's attack getting closer and closer, Zhou Tianyi felt suffocated. His face paled, but his eyes shone with determination. He used all his strength to slash out with his sword, fighting with everything he had. Suddenly, a dizziness that was beyond what Donghe Yuqi could handle surged into his soul, causing his soul to tremble and his reaction speed to slow down. His ultimate attack was forcibly interrupted. Qi, the sword light that Zhou Tianyi slashed out, pierced through the void and struck his body with incomparable sharpness. It directly broke through his body's defense and sent him flying, leaving behind a large amount of blood in the air. Young, master the Donghe clan members, who were waiting to watch a good show, were shocked to see Donghe Yuqi being sent flying by Zhou Tianyi's sword. Their eyes widened, and they looked as if they had seen a ghost. Kill him! Donghe Yuqi shook his head to dispel the dizziness in his mind as he held onto his bleeding chest and ordered loudly. Hearing Donghe Yuqi's order, 3 ferocious Donghe clan members fused with their spiritual beasts and wielded powerful Dao weapons. They surrounded Zhou Tianyi, wanting to kill him and avenge the injured Donghe Yuqi. Protect Tianyi. Zhou Shanlong, who had regained his senses, ordered the Zhou clan members to protect Zhou Tianyi. Big Brother. It must have been Big Brother who secretly helped me just now. Looking at Donghe Yuqi, who had been wounded by his sword, Zhou Tianyi calmed down. Wielding his low-grade Dao sword, he charged at the 3 murderous Donghe clan experts. Tianyi, don't be reckless, dodge quickly. Seeing Zhou Tianyi fearlessly rushing over, the faces of Zhou Shanlong and the others changed drastically as they loudly reminded him, Little bastard, go to hell. The 3 cultivators of the Eastern River clan revealed ferocious expressions as they unleashed their terrifying killing moves in an attempt to kill Zhou Tianyi together. Suddenly, a terrifying soul force appeared in the void, turning into 3 hammer-like dizziness techniques, fiercely smashing into the 3 soul seas, causing their souls to tremble and their minds to go blank for a short moment. In the next moment, a golden ripple extended rapidly in the void. The terrifying sword light split the air and slashed at the 3 of them. With this sword, Zhou Tianyi unleashed the power of the sword heart and the power of vision to the extreme. It was extremely terrifying. Under this sword attack, even space began to tremble violently. Chi, 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 and ear-piercing tearing sound was heard as the 3 Donghe clan experts' physical defenses shattered like glass. The terrifying sword light ruthlessly slashed at their bodies, cutting them apart and sending them flying. If it weren't for the fact that they were level 4 beast emperors, Zhou Tianyi's most powerful sword attack would have been enough to split their bodies and kill them on the spot. What? How could this be? Seeing the 3 level 4 beast emperors besieging Zhou Tianyi, but being injured by his sword and losing half of their lives, the Donghe clan experts revealed looks of disbelief. The way they looked at Zhou Tianyi changed drastically. Not only were the Donghe clan experts stunned by the scene before them, even Zhou Shanlong and the others revealed looks of disbelief. They couldn't figure out how Zhou Tianyi had suddenly become so powerful. Damn it! Who was it that plotted against us? Come out if you have the guts. Dong Haiyuchi stood up with his hand on his injured chest, roaring loudly like an angry lion. Whoosh! A blurry figure flashed past Dong Haiyuchi's eyes. A petite Lingyu with a cute doll hairstyle, wearing a cute princess dress, suddenly appeared in front of Dong Haiyuchi. She stretched out her chubby little hand and viciously slapped him. Although they were both level 5 beast emperors, Lingyu's strength was much stronger than Dong Haiyuchi's. Before Dong Haiyuchi could react, he felt an unimaginable force ruthlessly slapping his cheek. The slap shattered his cheekbone and sent him flying. Bang! Dong Haiyuchi's body flew in a beautiful arc in the air before crashing heavily onto the ground. A large amount of blood and broken teeth flowed out of his bleeding mouth. It was a shocking sight. Young lord, seeing Dong Haiyuchi being sent flying with a single slap, the experts of the Dongha clan were shocked. They all gave up on fighting with the experts of the Zhou clan and surrounded Dong Haiyuchi, whose cheeks had caved in and was howling in pain. Kill her! Dong Haiyuchi was about to go mad with anger. He had never dreamed that he would be taught such a lesson by the Zhou clan. He glared at the cute and adorable spiritual fish with his blood-red eyes and ordered angrily, "Let's go. You think you can defeat me with just a few useless soldiers?" Ling Yu's beautiful big eyes flashed with a trace of fierceness. Her body flashed and turned into a blur as she charged towards the Dongha clan experts with a force of nearly 100 million pounds. Crack! Crack! The sound of bones breaking rang out, sending chills down everyone's spine. In less than 5 breaths, the dozen Dongha clan experts all had their arms broken by Ling Yu's explosive force. They wailed in pain and rolled on the ground. So strong! Zhou Shanlong and the others were deeply shocked when they saw Ling Yu severely injuring the Dongha clan experts, like the autumn wind cutting leaves. They didn't expect that the seemingly harmless and lovable Ling Yu would have such terrifying strength. She defeated the Dongha clan experts in just a few breaths. Zhou Shanlong, you have guts. You actually found reinforcements. However, you can't protect your Zhou clan with just a little girl. Your Zhou clan will suffer the wrath of our Dongha clan. Although Ling Yu's strength was terrifying, she was still too young. Dong Haiyuchi, who had suffered a great loss, didn't think much of her. He wanted to leave after leaving behind some harsh words. Who are you calling a little girl? Ling Yu's body flashed and blocked Dong Haiyuchi and the other's path of retreat. Her beautiful big eyes shone with a dazzling golden light as she said coldly, "Me." Feeling the violent aura from Ling Yu, Dong Haiyuchi's aura couldn't help but weaken. He didn't dare to answer Ling Yu's words. "Are you mute? Let me ask you, who were you calling a little girl just now?" Ling Yu looked at Dong Haiyuchi, whose face was red and whose eyes were flickering, and asked aggressively, I didn't call you a little girl." Thinking of Ling Yu's strength, Dong Haiyuchi could only grit his teeth and swallow his anger. He lowered his noble head and said in humiliation, "Slap." A crisp sound of a slap was heard. Ling Yu jumped up and slapped Dong Haiyuchi hard on his left cheek. She said, "Do you think I'm so stupid that I can't tell that you're calling me a little girl?" "You, what do you want?" Dong Haiyuchi looked at Ling Yu in humiliation. If it wasn't for the huge difference in strength, Dong Haiyuchi would have jumped up and fought with his life. "Get out of the Zhou clan mansion one by one. Otherwise, I'll tear you apart and feed you to the dogs," Ling Yu said arrogantly. Dong Haiyuchi was so angry that his lungs almost exploded. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1235. Do you want to fight to the death with the Donghe clan? The humiliated Dong Hiyuchi glared at the spirit fish with his bloodshot eyes and roared furiously. Watermark advertisement. Test watermark advertisement. Test what? Do you think I am afraid of you? The spirit fish put her hands on her hips and said, If you want to fight to the death, I will play along. You! Dong Hiyuchi was so infuriated by the spirit fish that he was rendered speechless. My patience is limited. I will count to 3, and whoever doesn't get out of the Zhou family, I will crush his bones one by one. The spirit fish let out a murderous aura like an ancient beast bearing its fangs and warned him coldly. Fine, we will get out of here. Dong Hiyuchi clenched his teeth and squeezed out a few words. Then he was about to leave with the wounded Dong He clan warriors. Are you deaf? I asked you to get out of here, not leave. The spirit fish stopped the humiliated Dong Hiyuchi and scolded him loudly. Little girl, I advise you not to go too far. Once the ancestral patriarch of the Dong He clan comes, you will suffer. A white-haired Dong He clan elder warned coldly. His robe was stained with blood, and both of his arms were broken. He couldn't bear the humiliation and warned her coldly. Bang! As soon as he finished, the spirit fish stomped on the ground and threw a punch at him. The fist light, which was filled with 100 million kilograms of force, slammed into his body and knocked him into the air. Before he could even let out a wail, his entire body suddenly exploded, turning into a cloud of blood mist in midair. Let's see who still dares to talk nonsense. I'll punch the robed old man to death. Ling Yu looked at the Dongha clan's masters, whose faces had changed greatly and were greatly frightened. He said with a murderous look, I'll count to 3. Whoever doesn't get out of here will end up like him. Young master, where there is life, there is hope. When we go back, we will find a way to deal with this damned girl and the Zhou family. Dong Hiyuchi clenched his fists and blue veins popped out on his forehead. The Dong He clan warriors were frightened by the spirit fish's power and tried to persuade him with voice transmissions. Fine, you win. Dong Hiyuchi gritted his teeth and rolled on the ground. Under the shocked gazes of Zhou Shanlong, Zhou Tianyi, and the others, he rolled out of the Zhou clan mansion like a stray dog. Soon, the Zhou family mansion, which was filled with the faint smell of blood, regained its calm. However, Zhou Shanlong and the rest could not calm down. They looked at the spiritual fish with reverence. The spiritual fish had performed well. At this time, Yi Qinfeng, who was hiding behind the scenes, slowly walked out with a faint smile. Brother Qingfeng, why didn't you let me kill them all? If it wasn't for Yi Qinfeng's voice transmission, the spirit fish would have already killed the arrogant Dong Hiyuchi and the others. They're just small fish. I want to catch the big fish. The big fish behind the scenes, Yi Qinfeng, revealed a faint smile as he transmitted his voice in a profound manner. Young Master Yi, Miss Ling, thank you for your help today. Thank you for helping my Zhou clan out of this predicament. A beautiful lady in a white silk dress walked out from the crowd. She was tall and slender, and her skin was as white as snow. Her phoenix eyes shone with a mesmerizing light. She had an elegant temperament and an extremely beautiful aura. She bowed deeply to Yi Qinfeng and the spirit fish and said gratefully, This lady was Zhou Shui, the one that Dong Hiyuchi wanted to marry. Of course. Looking at the beautiful Zhou Shui, Yi Qinfeng smiled and said, Sai, although the crisis today has been resolved, our Zhou clan and the Dong He clan have truly broken off. Today, they suffered a great loss in our Zhou clan's hands. This gave them an excuse to openly rob the gold lightning stone mine. Zhou Shanlong said worriedly, Don't worry, Patriarch Zhou. I promise you that no one will be able to take away your gold lightning stone mine. Yi Qinfeng promised confidently, Young Master Yi, do you have a way to deal with the Nirvana experts? The Dong He clan has 2 Nirvana experts. Zhou Shanlong reminded, You will know when the time comes. Yi Qinfeng smiled and said mysteriously, Yuchi, how did you guys get injured so badly? What happened? When Dong Heyuchi and the others returned to the Dong He clan in a sorry state, a huge commotion broke out in the clan. The Dong He clan's patriarch, Dong Heyuchi's father, Dong Habo, who was in charge of the Dong He clan, looked at his son's miserable state and asked angrily, "Father, you must avenge us." Dong Heyuchi, who was supported by someone to sit on a wooden armchair, told his father about what had happened in the Zhou clan. What? The Zhou clan had invited strong reinforcements? You guys were injured by a girl who looked like she was 14 or 15 years old. After listening to Dong Heyuchi's story, Dong Habo's eyebrows were tightly knitted together. He felt incredulous. Yes, that damned girl was extremely strong and terrifying. She had probably reached the limit of a level 6 combat beast emperor. When Dong Heyuchi thought of the humiliation that the spiritual fish had brought to him, he gritted his teeth in hatred. He wished he could bring his clan's experts back to the Zhou clan and cut the spiritual fish into pieces. It seemed like the Zhou clan was determined to keep the golden lightning stone mine. Dong Habo's eyes flashed with ruthlessness as he said, "Other than that little girl, the Zhou clan also invited other experts. We only saw that damned girl. Other than her, we did not see any other experts. However, when I fought with that trash Zhou I was attacked by a terrifying soul power and suffered a great loss. I guess that the Zhou clan is hiding other experts." Dong Heyuchi continued, "What do you think?" After listening to Dong Heyuchi's story, Dong Habo's finger kept tapping on the ancient wooden table as he pondered and asked, "The Zhou family did not hesitate to sever ties with my East River clan and even invited an expert to guard the mine, just to protect it. This is enough to prove that the Gold Thunderstone mine is rich in resources. My East River clan has to take it. As for the experts that the Zhou clan invited, I don't think they are a threat. If the experts they invited were very strong, I think Yuchi and the others would not be able to return alive." The great elder of the Dong He clan, Dong Hejing, took a sip of tea that was emitting a faint spiritual energy and slowly analyzed. The great elder is right. The Zhou clan does not have any connections in the Thunder domain, so they could not invite any experts. The reason why that little girl is so powerful, I think she must have used elixirs. Our Dong He clan can use Yuchi's injury as an excuse to suppress the Zhou clan and take over the golden lightning stone mine. The Dong He clan's higher-ups all agreed. Tonight, which one of you is willing to volunteer to rob the Zhou clan's golden lightning stone mine and explore the Zhou clan's trump card? Dong Habo thought for a moment and said, "Master, leave this matter to me. Let me meet the experts that the Zhou clan invited." Dong Hejing, whose strength had reached the peak of level 6 combat beast emperor, put down the teacup in his hand and said with a relaxed expression, "All right, then I will have to trouble the great elder." Dong Habo nodded and said with killing intent, "Kill all the Zhou clan members in the Golden Lightning Stone Mine and give them a warning. Rest assured, Master, I promise to make tonight a nightmare for the Zhou clan." Dong Hejing nodded and revealed a sinister smile. "Zhou clan, just wait to be exterminated by our Dong He clan." Seeing that Dong Hejing was about to make a move, Dong Heyuchi's eyes flashed with an ominous glint. The scene of the Zhou clan's blood flowing like a river appeared in his mind, and he revealed a cold smile. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1236. The night was silent, and the cold moonlight sprinkled down on the forest. The silver light illuminated the dark mountain forest, giving some visibility. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test in the dead of night. Ghost-like figures shuttled through the forest, not far from Memory Zhou City. They came to the depths of the forest, outside the Golden Thunderstone mine within the Zhou family's sphere of influence. Well, no one was near the mine. There were no Zhou family masters guarding it. When Donghe Jing led more than 20 Donghe clan elites to the mine in the middle of the night, they were surprised to find no Zhou family masters. It seemed that the Zhou family had guessed that the Donghe clan would use Yuqi's injury as an excuse to forcibly seize the mine. They were scared and withdrew their masters in advance. Some Donghe clan masters guessed. He originally thought that the martial art masters invited by the Zhou clan would show up, but he did not expect that they were just paper tigers. Donghe Jing showed a trace of disdain and said, "Tonight we will first occupy this golden thunderstone mine and lay down a restriction on the stone mine. Later on, we will slowly settle accounts with the Zhou clan." After saying that, Donghe Jing led the elites of the Donghe clan and forcefully broke through the restrictions at the entrance of the gold thunderstone mine, breaking into the mine that shone with a faint golden light. Snore, snore, the moment the restrictions were broken, a deafening snore came from the mine. The sound was so loud that it was like thunder from the ninth heaven. Many Donghe clan elites felt their eardrums bulge, and they were in great pain. "What's in this mine of gold lightning stones?" Hearing the thunder-like snore, Donghe Jing and the others' expressions changed slightly. They summoned their Dao soldiers and used their Dao treasures to protect their bodies. With moonstones in their hands, they carefully moved into the depths of the mine. Pig! Why was there a pig here? Following the snoring sound, Donghe Jing and the others saw a crimson, fleshy behemoth the size of a small mountain. It was sleeping in the golden thunderstone mine, and the deafening snoring sound was coming from it. "Great Elder, should we kill this pig first and then set up restrictions?" Although the monster in front of them seemed not to be easy to deal with, they had to get the mine. And Donghe clan elder asked telepathically, "Everyone get ready. While this strange pig is sleeping, we will control our Dao treasures to kill it," Donghe Jing said decisively. "Make a move at East River." Jing's command. The East River clan's elites poured massive amounts of soul power into their Dao treasures and Gu Dao treasures, stimulating their power. Like meteors streaking through the night sky, they bombarded the slumbering monsters. Boom, boom, boom! A series of loud explosions rang out as the terrifying power exploded on the monster's hill-like body, forming a boundless wave that caused the entire mine to tremble violently. How suddenly! An earth-shattering roar resounded. After being attacked by so many Dao treasures and Gu Dao treasure, the monster that had fallen into a deep slumber woke up. It roared at Donghe Jing and the others, and the terrifying sound waves were like a rushing river, killing several elite Donghe clan experts who were too close to it. This pig-like monster was a chaos divine beast that had recovered to the level of a low-level holy beast. What kind of pig is this? How can it be so powerful? The Eastern River clan elder, whose soul had been injured by the chaos divine beast's roar, was bleeding from all 7 of his orifices. F***CK. Who are you calling a pig? Your whole family is a pig. The chaos divine beast opened its bloody mouth and cursed in human language. Retreat. Let's get out of here first. Donghe Jing was also shocked by the chaos divine beast's strength. His expression changed drastically, and he didn't dare to stay any longer. He wanted to leave this dangerous place as quickly as possible. "You want to leave after you let me sleep?" After saying that, the chaos divine beast's hill-like body charged toward Donghe Jing and the others with a suffocating power. It wanted to rely on its powerful body to crush them to death. Attack! The chaos divine beast came crashing down like a mountain. Donghe Jing and the others were scared out of their wits. They controlled their Dao treasures and ancient Dao treasures to attack the chaos divine beast, and at the same time, they unleashed the powerful inherited Dao skills of the Donghe clan, hoping to force the chaos divine beast to retreat. Unfortunately, the chaos divine beast's strength was too terrifying. Its body had been baptized by the power of the world, making it even more terrifying. It crushed the Dao treasures and Gu Dao treasures, crushing several East River clan experts who couldn't dodge in time. Run! Donghe Jing didn't expect the chaos divine beast to be so terrifying. In the blink of an eye, nearly 10 East River clan elites were killed. They all used their speed techniques to escape. Chaos light of the 5 elements, the chaos divine beast opened its bloody mouth and spat out beams of dazzling light of the 5 elements. They were like beams of divine light that traversed the universe. They bombarded the panicked East River clan experts, shattering their bodies and killing them. When Dongha Jing, who was like a frightened bird, escaped from the gold lightning stone mine, everyone except him was killed by the chaos divine beast. Blood escape after escaping from the gold lightning stone mine. Dongha Jing's face was pale and bloodless. He didn't even think about it. He burned his powerful blood chi at all costs, trying to escape using blood escape. However, the chaos divine beast's speed was much faster than his. When he turned into a beam of bloody light and fled, he slammed into the chaos divine beast's massive body. It was as if he had slammed into a towering mountain. He was sent flying backward, his head bleeding. Just as Dongha Jing was about to get up and run away, the chaos divine beast pressed down on him like a mountain, pressing him to the ground. Dongha Jing's mind was in a daze from the impact of the collision. He was about to get up and run away when the chaos divine beast pressed him down like a mountain. With the sound of bones breaking, a large amount of blood flowed out of Dongha Jing's body. He was in so much pain that he howled. "No, don't kill me. I beg you, don't kill me. As long as you don't kill me, I can fulfill any of your requests." In the face of death, Dongha Jing was scared out of his wits. He kept begging for mercy. "Humph, with your meager wealth, you want to fulfill my request." The chaos divine beast snorted and said disdainfully. After that, an earth-shattering power erupted from the chaos divine beast's massive body. It continued to crush Dongha Jing. The terrifying power continued to crush his body. The pain was so intense that he fainted. At this time, Yi Qinfeng, who had been hiding in the dark, appeared. He came to the unconscious Dongha Jing, who was covered in blood. He used the power of the God-Eater brain to search his soul. After about 10 breaths, Yi Qinfeng obtained a lot of Dongha Jing's soul memories. He used the soul-devouring art to devour Dongha Jing's soul beast and end his life. After killing all the Dongha clan's invaders, Yi Qinfeng didn't leave after destroying the corpses. Instead, he used the God-Eater brain to imitate Dongha Jing's soul waves and sent a message to Dongha Bo through the communication pearl. Then he summoned more than 100 array flags and set up a killing array above the gold lightning stone mine. He left after concealing the mine. At this time, Dongha Bo, who had just fallen asleep with his new concubine in his arms, received the message from Yi Qinfeng imitating Dongha Jing's soul waves. He was startled awake. "What? There's a sacred beast in the gold lightning stone mine?" The Dongha clan's experts who went to plunder the gold lightning stone mine were all wiped out? When he heard the message from the communication pearl, Dongha Bo, who was filled with murderous intent, suddenly sat up. Under the horrified gaze of his concubine, he hurriedly put on his clothes and gathered the Dongha clan's higher-ups for a discussion. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1237. What do you all think of this? Dongha Bo, whose face was as gloomy as water, looked at the silent experts of the Dongha clan and asked in a low voice. This matter was a little strange. In the entire lightning field, aside from the Thunder clan's sacred beast, the Thunder Rock, no one had heard of a second sacred beast. Moreover, that sacred beast had appeared in the Zhou clan's gold lightning stone mine. The second elder of the Dongha clan took a deep breath and analyzed. "Second elder, do you mean that the sacred beast is related to the Zhou clan?" Dongha Bo frowned slightly. "Although it sounds a little unbelievable, I feel that there must be a connection between them. The The second elder nodded and said, I don't think that's possible unless it's a colossus like the Thunder Clan. How could an ordinary faction tame a sacred beast? Moreover, if the Zhou clan really had the support of a sacred beast, why would they tolerate our Dongha clan? The Dongha clan's elder retorted, Clan leader, did you contact the great elder again? What did he say? The second elder pondered for a moment and asked, I can't contact the great elder anymore. If my guess is correct, the great elder should have died. Dongha Bo said with a gloomy face, Clan leader, do you think that the Zhou clan offered the gold lightning stone mine to the Thunder clan and received their protection? The sacred beast in the mine is the Thunder Rock? The Thunder clan's great enforcer, who had a thin body and a goatee and whose eyes shone with wisdom, said, the great enforcer and I have the same thought. In a desperate situation, the Zhou clan might have offered the mine to the Thunder clan to seek their protection. Dongha Bo nodded. If the Thunder clan really protected the Zhou clan, then they would be in big trouble. Hearing Dongha Bo's words, the atmosphere in the hall immediately became tense. The faces of the Dongha clan's upper echelons also became solemn. Everyone, don't panic. This is all our own guesses. Today, I'll pay Enforcer Laming a visit and see what he says before making a decision. Dongha Bo took a deep breath and said worriedly, if the mysterious expert that appeared in the Zhou clan came from the Thunder clan, then the Thunder clan would really support the Zhou clan. For the Dongha clan, it would be a disaster. Young Master Yi, what's the situation like? Did the Eastern River clan attack my Zhou clan's gold lightning stone mine tonight? When Yi Qinfeng returned to the Zhou residence alone, Zhou Shanlong and the rest, who had not slept the entire night, immediately walked out of the hall and asked anxiously, Tonight, the East River clan attacked the gold lightning stone mine, but I killed them all, Yi Qinfeng said casually. They were all killed. The overall strength of the Eastern River clan was far superior to that of the Zhou clan. Subconsciously, the Zhou clan was unwilling to start a real war with the Eastern River clan. After learning that Yi Qinfeng had killed the experts of the Zhou clan, Zhou Shanlong revealed a worried expression. The Zhou clan's patriarch was worried about the Dongha clan's revenge. Yi Qinfeng smiled. Young master, you might not be afraid of the East River clan, but our Zhou clan has no choice but to fear them. Zhou Shanlong inhaled deeply. Now, the Zhou clan had Yi Qinfeng and the spirit fish, so they were not afraid of the Eastern River clan's revenge. However, Zhou Shanlong knew that Yi Qinfeng and the rest could not stay in the Zhou clan forever. If they left, the Zhou clan situation would become extremely dangerous. Don't worry, Patriarch Zhou. Even if the spirit fish and I leave, we will take care of everything properly. We will not leave any trouble for you. Yi Qinfeng smiled and promised. Young Master Yi, I'm afraid things are not as simple as you think. Even if the East River clan is afraid of your strength and does not dare to take revenge directly, Dongha Bo is a ruthless person with terrifying means. He definitely has a way to use the Thunder clan to deal with us. Zhou Shanlong did not know the relationship between Yi Qinfeng's power and the Black Lightning King, so he was worried. Patriarch Zhou, you just need to relax. Even if the Thunder clan intervenes, it will be useless. Yi Qinfeng smiled and said confidently, Young Master Yi, you know someone from the Thunder clan? Hearing Yi Qinfeng's words, Zhou Shanlong raised his eyebrows and looked at Yi Qinfeng in surprise. I do know someone from the Thunder clan. Yi Qinfeng nodded and said, Young Master Yi, do you know someone from the Thunder clan? Zhou Shanlong asked expectantly. If Yi Qinfeng knew someone from the upper echelons of the Thunder clan, then all the problems would be solved. I know the Black Lightning King, Yi Qinfeng said slowly. The Black Lightning King was from the Thunder clan. Zhou Shanlong and the others looked at each other and saw the unfamiliarity in each other's eyes. They had never heard of the Black Lightning King from the Thunder clan. Seeing the doubts in the eyes of Zhou Shanlong and the others, Yi Qinfeng guessed that very few people in the entire Thunder territory knew the identity of the Black Lightning King. Since he did not know the Black Lightning King's real name, he did not explain too much. "All right, Patriarch Zhou, you must be tired after waiting for an entire night. Go and rest. I promise that the Zhou clan will be fine." After saying that, Yi Qinfeng brought the spirit fish back to the west courtyard to rest under the gaze of Zhou Shanlong and the others who wanted to say something but stopped. After a silent night, the sky soon brightened. Looking at the faint light outside the window, Yi Qinfeng took out a communication array disc and left a message for the Black Lightning King. He asked for his help and asked him to hide his identity. Then Yi Qinfeng went into seclusion to cultivate the heavenly fire triple-layered transformation that he won from the sacred Fire Valley. Suddenly, there was a commotion in the Zhou clan's front yard. Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul spirit passed through the soundproof restriction and felt more than 10 experts with extraordinary auras barge into the Zhou clan's residence. They came quickly. Yi Qinfeng opened his tightly shut eyes and stopped cultivating. Then he went to the front yard with the spiritual fish. "Protector Lei, why are you here?" At this moment, the Zhou clan was in chaos. The Zhou clan's patriarch, Zhou Shanlong, was standing in front of a man wearing a dark blue robe with cloud patterns. He had his hands behind his back and an arrogant expression on his face. He lowered his head and asked respectfully. This arrogant man was the Thunder Clan's protector, Lei Ming. Although Lei Ming did not change his cultivation to nirvana, he was still a peak level 6 combat beast emperor expert. In addition, he had the Thunder Clan behind him. In the Azure Thunder County, even the patriarchs of some forces would be respectful to him and not dare to offend him. Behind Lei Ming stood a tall and sturdy man with a malicious expression. He was the patriarch of the Eastern River Clan. "Dong Hebo, why can't I come?" The Thunder Clan's protector, Lei Ming, sneered and looked at Zhou Shanlong with disdain. "No, no, Protector Lei, don't misunderstand. That's not what I meant." Zhou Shanlong saw the cold smile on Dong Hebo's face from the corner of his eyes. He felt even more uneasy and quickly said, "Call out your Zhou clan's backer and let me see who is so bold to interfere in the matters of the Azure Thunder County." Lei Ming ordered without any room for objection. This, Zhou Shanlong showed a troubled expression. "Why, now that your Zhou clan has a backer, you dare to disobey me?" Lei Ming's face turned cold and said coldly, "Do you believe that I will remove your Zhou clan's name from the Azure Thunder County?" "Please calm down, Protector Lei. Our Zhou clan did not mean to offend the Thunder Clan. It's just that when he heard Lei Ming's warning, Zhou Shanlong was filled with panic and quickly explained, "Why are you looking for me?" At this moment, a gentle but not overbearing voice sounded in the stifling atmosphere of the Zhou clan. Yi Qinfeng, accompanied by Lingyu and Zhou Tianyi, slowly walked over. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to read it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1238. Looking at Yi Qinfeng slowly walking over, Lei Ming's pupils shrank. He sensed danger from Yi Qinfeng, but in the Thunder territory, even if he faced Nirvana, he was not afraid. His pupils shot out a ruthless light. "You're not from the Thunder territory, are you?" Sensing that Yi Qinfeng did not have a trace of metal or thunder attribute aura, Lei Ming asked with a gloomy face, So what if I am? What does it have to do with you?" Yi Qinfeng did not give Lei Ming any face at all. "How dare you? Do you really think you can look down on the Thunder Clan just because you have a sacred beast behind you? Let me tell you, the Thunder Clan also has sacred beasts, and there are many experts who can kill sacred beasts." Lei Ming's pupils shrank as he warned. Sacred Beast Zhou Shanlong and the rest felt their hearts skip a beat as they hurriedly looked at Yi Qinfeng. They didn't think that Yi Qinfeng would actually be able to subdue a saint beast. However, when they thought about the Lightning Clan's strength, they still hoped that the situation wouldn't worsen. Who do you think you are? Can you represent the Thunder Clan? Yi Qinfeng snorted coldly and said, "Before I get angry, get lost as far as you can. Otherwise, don't blame me for not giving the Thunder Clan any face." As soon as Yi Qinfeng's words fell, there was an uproar. Zhou Shanlong and the others of the Zhou clan panicked, but Dong Hebo and the others were pleasantly surprised. This kid is really a hothead. He doesn't know the consequences of offending the Thunder Clan. Now I don't need to fan the flames. The Thunder Clan should be able to destroy him. Without this kid and the sacred beast behind him, I want to see how the Zhou clan can go against the Donghe clan. Dong Hebo's face turned cold as he thought to himself, F***CK, I think you're looking for death. As the Thunder Clan's law protector, Lei Ming, who had always been worshipped, had never been insulted in public. A series of deafening roars sounded from his body. A large amount of lightning swallowed and spat out from his body, tearing the air around him. "Protector Lei, please calm down. Young Master Yi does not know you. Please forgive him for offending you." Zhou Shanlong did not expect Yi Qinfeng to offend Lei Ming in public. His heart was filled with panic as he hurriedly explained in an attempt to appease Lei Ming's anger. Once Lei Ming was angered, it would trigger a conflict with the Thunder Clan. The Zhou clan would be finished. "Scram! If you speak any more nonsense, I'll annihilate your Zhou family first." Lei Ming was like a vicious wolf as he glared at Zhou Shanlong and cursed fiercely. Facing Lei Ming's ferocious gaze, Zhou Shanlong gulped. He was even more panicked and didn't know what to do. "Zhou family head, leave this to me." Yi Qinfeng smiled faintly, ignoring the terrifying aura released by Lei Ming. "Brat, I'll give you a chance to live. Obediently kneel down and kowtow out to me as an apology. Then offer the sacred beast to my Lei clan and I can make the decision to spare your life. Otherwise, you and the Zhou clan will not be able to escape death." Lei Ming's eyes flickered with lightning as he spoke with the tone of a superior. The reason why Lei Ming supported the Donghe clan and came to the Zhou clan was not because of the Golden Thunderstone mine, but because of the sacred beast. If he could give a sacred beast to the Thunder clan, he believed that his status in the Thunder clan would be greatly improved. It was even possible for him to become a county lord. Just as Lei Ming finished speaking, Zhou Shanlong and the others' expressions changed drastically. As for the elegant Zhou Shui, she was also frightened by the scene in front of her. She tightly bit her lips and looked at Yi Qinfeng, wanting to know how he would deal with the trouble in front of him. "To be honest, I really don't want to be enemies with the Thunder Clan. Unfortunately, a scum like you has appeared in the Thunder Clan." Yi Qinfeng was not angry. Instead, he said lightly, "Spiritual fish, slap him." Swish! Just as Yi Qinfeng finished speaking, the spiritual fish stepped on the 8 divine ape shadows and suddenly appeared in front of Lei Ming. Before he could react, her chubby little hand slapped him hard on the cheek. Crack! A crisp sound of a slap rang out. The spiritual fish's palm contained a force of 100 million jin, and it directly smashed Lei Ming's face, sending him flying out with a slap. The entire front yard of the Zhou clan was silent. "How dare you hurt Protector Lei?" Dong Hebo was overjoyed. He ordered loudly, "What are you waiting for? Hurry up and take down these villains and destroy the lawless Zhou clan." Buzz! Buzz! As soon as Dong Hebo's voice fell, a skinny old man with white hair moved. As he moved, a white light shot out from his body and attacked the spiritual fish at an extremely fast speed. "Humph! You want to hurt me with a mere Taoist treasure?" The spiritual fish snorted. The divine ape bloodline burned, and the power in her body instantly exceeded 100 million pounds. She waved her small fist full of power and met the attack. Crack! A crisp shattering sound was heard. The white-haired old man's Taoist treasure was shattered by the spiritual fish's fist. The spiritual fish stepped on the ground and crushed it. With a suffocating force, she approached the white-haired old man and punched him in the chest. Puff! Although the white-haired old man sensed danger and tried his best to defend himself, he still could not withstand the spiritual fish's punch. His entire chest sank deep into his body. A large amount of blood spurted out from his mouth. He drew a beautiful arc in the air and fell heavily out of the Zhou clan mansion. His vision darkened, and he was not sure if he was dead or alive. After sending the white-haired old man flying with one punch, the spiritual fish stepped on the 8 divine ape shadows and rushed into the crowd. She unleashed an earth-shattering power and used the divine ape clan's inherited magic skills. Her ferocious attacks continuously injured the masters of the Thunder Clan and Dongha Clan. Although the masters of the Thunder Clan were more powerful than ordinary people, the spiritual fish's strength was too terrifying. They could not resist at all. For a moment, the entire Zhou clan mansion was filled with cries of agony. Other than Lei Ming, whose face was smashed and bleeding, and Dongha Bo, whose expression changed slightly and retreated to the back of the crowd, the others were severely injured by the spiritual fish. They fell into a pool of blood in pain and lost their ability to fight. Although the scene in front of Dongha Bo was beyond his imagination, his heart was filled with ecstasy. The spiritual fish beat up the masters of the Thunder Clan in public, which was equivalent to provoking the Thunder Clan and forcing the Zhou clan into a dead end. He believed that it would not be long before the Zhou clan was removed from the Azure Thunder County. The Dongha clan would then take the opportunity to swallow the Zhou clan's territory and occupy the Golden Thunderstone mine. Crack! Just as Dongha Bo was immersed in a beautiful illusion, the spirit fish flashed and appeared in front of him. With a force of 100 million Jin, it swept its leg towards his legs. Once this leg swept over, Dongha Bo's legs would be broken. At the critical moment, Dongha Bo unleashed an astonishing strength. 2 Tao diagrams gushed out of his body and blocked in front of him, blocking the spiritual fish's sweeping leg. Crack! Dongha Bo's 2 Tao diagrams shattered, but he took advantage of the opportunity to dodge to the side. Star-plucking fist, the spiritual fish's eyes shone with a golden light as it locked onto Dongha Bo, who was dodging pathetically. The spiritual fish's blood chi and power quickly fused together. A huge hand formed from the spiritual fish was like a meteor that streaked across the sky, ruthlessly smashing towards Dongha Bo. Blood escape in the face of this fist. Dongha Bo could smell the thick threat of death. Without hesitation, he burned his blood chi and turned into a bloody light to dodge. Boom! The ground shook violently for a moment. Due to the star-seizing fist executed by the Lingyu, the ground within a radius of 1 li had caved in. Although Dongha Bo had managed to escape with his blood escape technique, the shockwaves from the shockwaves caused his blood to churn, and he was in great pain. At this moment, Dongha Bo had achieved his goal. He did not dare to stay any longer, and quickly used blood escape to escape. You, how dare you hit someone from my Thunder Clan? My Thunder Clan will not rest until you're dead. After seeing how terrifying the spiritual fish was, Lei Ming, whose face had sunken, kept retreating. He used the Thunder Clan to pressure Yi Qinfeng and the others. Don't use the Thunder Clan's power to intimidate others. You are just a small fry. The Thunder Clan can grab a bunch of them. Plus, we were not wrong in this matter. I believe the Thunder Clan has people who are reasonable. Yi Qinfeng put his hands behind his back and said coldly, I'll let it go this time. If you dare to provoke the Zhou clan again, I will kill you. Scram, and don't let me see you again. Because of the Black Lightning King, Yi Qinfeng did not want to make things too difficult for the Thunder Clan. He also did not want to destroy the Thunder Clan's power structure. Therefore, he did not let the spiritual fish start a massacre. Good, you have guts. Lei Ming, who was frightened by the spiritual fish's power, did not stay any longer. He left with the heavily injured Thunder Clan members. As for Yi Qinfeng's warning, he did not take it to heart. However, he did not know that if it were not for the Black Lightning King, they would have already become corpses. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blogs, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support.